What's up, everybody? It's Friday, and you're very welcome along to the late night agenda here on the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. I'm your host, Craig, and as always, I'll be here to guide you through everything LFC related. But this is your show. We say this every single night. You let us know what you want to talk about. You let us know the topics, Liverpool or non-Liverpool related, and we'll certainly do our best to address them for you. There's one thing you can probably see in the title of the stream tonight. One thing that dominates everything for me, and that's a little bit of snippet, the little sniff that something for FEKIR may well be on. And he seems unsettled. He doesn't seem happy at Lyon. But look, we'll get into that as the show progresses. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're enjoying your Friday up to now. Don't forget, guys, if you're enjoying the stream at any stage through it, please do hit that like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed, why not do so? Now is the perfect time. Liverpool season is just about to take off. We hope you can join us for tonight and for the rest of the season. Thanks for giving us a try, and let's jump straight into the chat because I can see people are busy already. Far Isle is in. Mr. Putasso, I've no idea how to pronounce your first name, so we'll just call you Mr. Putasso, but welcome. Killer for Hire is in. Liverpool fan Will is in. Joseph is in. Stephen, another Stephen, Samian, lots and lots of people in the chat already. How the hell are you guys? Are you enjoying your Friday? I had a great day today, a quiet one. I needed some rest, so I got it, thank God. But interesting to see how you guys are. Any plans for the weekend? Are you looking forward to the game tomorrow? Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's only Friday. See, this is how confused I am. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Are you looking forward to the game on Saturday? Feel bad for FEKIR, to be honest, said Louis. It's a tough one, mate, and I get it. I said this all through the summer that whatever happens in this deal, if it doesn't work from his perspective, it's a kick in the balls for the dude. I mean, he's got to go back to Lyon, a club, his hometown club, or well, certainly a club where he's captain, a club where he grew up supporting. He's got to go back in there, into that dressing room, look those players in the eye, try and convince them that, you know, he's here to fight for the cause, that he wants the best for Lyon. And all the while they know he's after being pictured in a Liverpool shirt. He's after doing an interview welcoming him to the Liverpool Football Club. It's fucking nuts, like. It's a really tough position for him to be in. And do you know what? I'm baffled by this. I have to be honest. If we don't go back in for him, and I said all summer, I don't think we're going to go back in for him, but everything that's coming out in the last couple of days, all the little snippets, particularly from the French side, obviously, seems to suggest that the dude's just unsettled. And we've seen with Virgil van Dijk that Jurgen Klopp doesn't usually leave somebody he wants left high and dry. So I want to know your opinion on it. I want to know if we're finally going to get him, or if I'm just blowing this out of all proportion and there's fuck all happening, and, you know, move on, Craig, talk about something else. Killer for Hire said, finally got my internet back. Great to hear, buddy. Great to have you back with us. Good evening, Craig, said Papa. Good evening to you, sir. Great to have you online. Peter Sweeney is in. Mickey Friars is in. How the hell are you guys? I hope you're all keeping well. Great to see the familiar faces back again, but I can also see some new ones in the chat, so welcome to all our new viewers, or people certainly who may be just jumping into the chat for the first time. You're very welcome along. Jim Wright UK said, wasn't there injury concerns with FEKIR, which is why we pulled in interest a few weeks back? There was talk of a deal like Keita coming next summer. The talk of the deal for like Keita was more around Christian Pulisic, Jim, if memory serves me correct, but you know, I could be incorrect on that one. The injury thing, yeah, you're right. What happened is, well, what seems to have happened, none of us actually fucking know, but if we're going by what the media are saying, what happened was he went through the stages of the medical. They got to the issue around the knee. They looked at how the ACL was rebuilt. There's two ways. I'm not even going to pretend to be an expert on this one, guys. I'm not even, you know, I barely know the minimum here. There's two ways it can be rebuilt. One way has a shorter recovery period, but the injury or the knee may not hold up for a prolonged period of time. The other way has a much slower recovery period, but tends to last a bit longer. I think it's an autograft and something else graft. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, yeah, so apparently Liverpool looked at that. They weren't happy, or somebody wasn't happy. Somebody within the Liverpool medical team, or the team that Liverpool brought in to look at the results, wasn't happy with the way it was done. Then, of course, you have issues around possibly insurance. When you're bringing in a player for, what, 55 million pounds, something like that. You know, there's a lot that goes in there. The insurance has to be underwritten by somebody. The medical team has to be happy. You're going to spread that cost over 3, 4, 5 years. There's a lot that goes into it. So I think, you know, if we're reading between the lines here, it has to be something to do with the knee. There can be no other reason for it. Mickey said, I think Liverpool will return for FEKIR next summer. His injury was 2 years ago, I think. And the thing about his injury is, again, trying to just remember what I read in the summer, I think that every 3 months he has to go a period where he doesn't train at Lyon. They have a special fitness regime from that. I think every 3 months he goes a while without training or something along those lines. Enjoyed the Only Fools and Horses best bits last night. So did I, Ant. I went downstairs, was talking to the missus. It was I was smiling for ages. I was really enjoying that Only Fools and Horses chat. It was a great way to end the show last night. This transfer saga with FEKIR will only make us love him more, just like VVD said, Kill for Hire. And it kind of does make you think he only wanted Liverpool as well, because I'm sure there was probably a few possibilities floated to him throughout the summer. It just seems like he wants Liverpool, and at the back of it, Jurgen Klopp probably wants him. So let's see what happens. There's still some miles to run in this story anyway. Whether the deal happens or not, I don't know, but it seems like even the manager of their club now was saying that he was disappointed, which lets you know how much he wanted the deal. Should have got him, there's plenty of money there, just do it, says Joseph Reardon. No to FEKIR, says Mossy Wassy. The child who lives in the bin, mate, you're great to have you back. How's Wales treating you? I hope you're well. Probably we go back for him, otherwise we wouldn't have identified alternative, or we would have identified alternative, said Panos. Yeah, it is interesting, like, people are drawing parallels to Virgil van Dijk, rightly or wrongly, I don't know. I suppose the difference with Virgil van Dijk was the reason we didn't get him is because Southampton plainly said, look, dickheads, the way you fucked up this deal, the way you've made it public that you were talking to him, the way the media have got hold of it, we're just not selling them to you in this window. It's just not happening. We have to show our fans that we're standing up. So Liverpool rightly went away, came back in, got a deal set up at the end of December for January, got that deal done, brought in Virgil van Dijk. We probably paid a bit more than we would have the summer before, but the player came in. So this one, it seemed like the price was agreed with Aulas, and it seemed like everything was in place, and it was just the medical that stalled things. Dirty Girl is in. I'm going to save time, Dirty Girl, just in case you're wondering, or just in case you're going to ask me a bit later on. Connor's on the train on the way back. Cash is still on her holidays. Dave has his daughter's birthday, and Chris is working. So just in case, we'll save you some time asking the question. Evening Craig, and evening to the chat room, said Jimmy, how the hell are you, mate? Great to have you with us. Loads of people just introducing each other. I love that in the chat. I love that you guys say hello to each other every night, say goodbye, welcome each other in. It's great stuff. Will said, admittedly hypothetical, but would you rather Stevie G manage United or Naby move there? Obviously Naby moving there. I don't want Stevie G ever managing Manchester United, mate. Never. It's not going to happen. So it's really hypothetical. Are you a bit of a sadist, by the way, Will? I mean, that's just a horrible thing to suggest to anybody or make anybody answer, buddy. Come on, you're better than that. Talk to you soon, Mickey. I still have a feeling we will go for him, but I'm not sure, said Louis. I honestly don't know what to make of it, guys. I don't know. I said all summer, if we don't get him in the summer, I don't see us going in for him in the winter. But the little snippets that I'm hearing and the little bits that are coming out in the media from France seem to suggest that the dude's just sad. Like, he wants to play for Liverpool, and just knowing what we've learned about Jurgen Klopp, it just doesn't seem like he's the type of man that would just leave the fella high and dry. So it is it's a strange one, it really is. It'll be interesting to see. He's due to play against Strasbourg tomorrow night. I think the manager said they expect to probably get an hour or so out of him, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on tomorrow night. I'll be watching that game closely anyway. Liam said, hello mate, I think we'll get FEKIR in January. I know there's a lot of talk about the medical, but I think we'll sort something out to get the deal done for him. Hello Ireland's biggest Liverpool fan, said Hassan. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much indeed. That's a massive compliment, because believe you me, there are some fucking huge Reds over here in Ireland, man. Some fanatical Reds. Joseph said, me too, Louis. I think he's worth a risk. If we play it cool, we'll get him, and I think we'll get him on a cheap because nobody else will risk buying him, said Joseph. Louis said, FEKIR 22 goals, Pulisic 7 goals. I'm not really sure what you're getting at there. I mean, yes, he scored 22 goals, Pulisic scored 7 goals. Pulisic is younger. Pulisic didn't play anywhere near as much last year. Pulisic plays in a higher quality league with a team that didn't play very well. Personally, I think Pulisic would be a better long-term fit, but look, mate, there's FEKIR would, I'm not fucking arguing if we sign FEKIR. FEKIR's an amazing player, and FEKIR probably is what the team needs now at this moment in time. Not needs, that's probably the wrong word. Probably what would suit the team more now. But long-term, I still think Pulisic would be the better buy, but that's just my opinion. Match of the Day says, I'm looking on the website and I don't know which Diet Chav product to buy. Any suggestions? The t-shirt's always good, but I've got a couple of Diet Chav mugs as well, and I like them, so t-shirt or mug would be my suggestion, but whatever works for you, mate. Just if you are buying the t-shirt, just make sure to look, because there's a few different price points, so just try and make sure you get the cheaper one, because I don't want people getting pulled. I think Connor removed the ridiculously priced ones that they had up there, so just be careful if you're looking at the t-shirts. Go for, I think there's one around $20, $21, something like that. Randy66 is in, good evening to you, sir. Do we need FEKIR now that we have Naby, said Bailey. Yes, because it's a completely different position, Bailey, a completely different position. Naby is, think of Naby as the archetypal number 8, whereas FEKIR is more of a 10, possibly even a 7 to an extent, but Naby can play on the front foot and he can play that bit further forward, but you're still going to want somebody ahead of him a bit more creative at times in specific games. Sometimes Naby will do that job, but we need more firepower up front, if we're being honest. If you drop off, Daniel Sturridge is great. Having Daniel Sturridge there is no doubt a massive help to us. If he gets through the season, then we could be okay with him, and obviously having Shaqiri there as well. But if Daniel Sturridge picks up a knock, we're looking at the bench, and then we have Shaqiri, which is great, and then we've Dominic Solanke, and after that, we're pretty much screwed. Maybe you've got who else have we got coming through? You've got, I'm just even trying to think on the bench. The other guy, the young lad's not back till December. There isn't really much there. Origi looks like he could be going to Borussia Dortmund. We're pretty screwed, to be fair. If we picked up an injury, we'd be pretty screwed. So that's why I still think we need somebody like a FEKIR. Just if we're going to compete in 4 competitions and rotate the squad and give player rest times as well, it's a tough one to go through the whole season with just relying on those 3 guys and Shaqiri to step in and out occasionally. Ryan Brewster, sorry, I was drawing a blank there on young Ryan Brewster for a second, but yeah, he's not going to be back till November, December possibly, so it's placing a lot on his shoulders as well to expect him to come back from an injury and hit the ground running as well. Never bad having another quality player in midfield. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're spot on there. In my book, you can never have too many good midfielders. Particularly ones that can play in a few different positions, which is something that Jurgen Klopp really does like in his players, and something we see a lot of the players he brings in that can play across 2, 3, 4 different positions at a time. Pulisic will be a big star, said Peter. He will. He's going to be massive. Just from a branding and marketing perspective, Christian Pulisic will make Liverpool a shit ton of money, if nothing else. Apart from the fact he's going to be a quality footballer. Is anybody coming on with you, Craig? Don't you start that shit, Stephen. Don't you start that shit. I tried to swat that one away already at the start of the show, mate. Don't you be starting that shit. I know you're on a wind up. Yeah, we do need FEKIR, end of, says Dirty Girl. Rangers fans are mugs, says Louis. Okay, I'll take your word for that one, mate. Since I don't know any Rangers fans, I'll take your word for it. The FEKIR deal has a lot of resemblances to the Coutinho situation we were in, said Kill for Hire. It does and it doesn't. We just weren't willing to sell Coutinho. They were willing to sell FEKIR. We just pulled the plug for some reason or another. Again, we're all presuming actually that we pulled the plug because that's what we've been led to believe by the media. Maybe someday we'll hear a different version of events of this if the deal does or doesn't happen, but it's a little bit different. The player wants to move, yeah, there's no doubt about that, but at least Fekir's not gone back there and gone on fucking strike like Coutinho did, or pretty much let it be known that he's just not playing full stop. Garrett said, at the end of the season, I wonder who'll be seen as the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. Hopefully it's Alisson Becker, mate. De Gea has, cemented his place as the best goalkeeper in the league over the past 3 or 4 seasons, but he didn't have the greatest World Cup and he's looked he's looked shaky-ish since he's come back, but you know, he's still a quality goalkeeper. I see that, Joanne. Yeah, Mr. He who I shall not mention his name compared Mourinho to Henry VIII. I've seen that one earlier on. Someone sent me that clip. All right, he's yeah. Just yeah, that's all I can say because I don't want to go into it with him. Blue Tick Gaming said, is the stream title a question from you or some sources that came out with this? Sort of a little bit of both, Blue Tick Gaming. It is phrased as a question, as you can see, but there are some murmurings from it, and I've looked into it, and I've talked to a couple of people today who just simply don't think that this one is dead yet. FEKIR wants us more, but something is up, said Peter Sweeney. Long live King Mo said, of course we need FEKIR. Look at City's depth in midfield. A top quality player in FEKIR clearly wants to join our club. Go get him. Simple as. Do you see Lovren getting a spot back in the squad with Joe Gomez playing? Well, in the squad, yes, of course. He's definitely getting his place in the squad. I think he meant to start in 11. And no, not in the immediate future. Not if Joe Gomez keeps putting in the performances. He doesn't deserve to be dropped. Obviously, he may be rotated and Lovren may get dropped in and get some game time. But with Lovren being out injured now for the foreseeable and then going off with the Croatian national team as well, what's going to happen there is, you know, Joe Gomez will probably only just cement his place even more. If he keeps putting in performances, that's the important part here. If he has a bit of a down spell, which can happen with young players, then, you know, Klopp might pull him out and put Lovren back in just to give him a little bit of a rest. Because sometimes with younger players, you need to do that. A little bit of time into the squad, a little bit of time out of the squad, then a little bit more on the coaching ground, get back in, hit the ground running. But what he does have there, which a lot of young players in football don't have, he has Virgil van Dijk to play alongside to talk him through games, which is immense. I mean, I can't underestimate or can't underplay how big that is, having Virgil van Dijk there beside a young centre back to guide him through games. It's like the perfect storm for Jurgen Klopp and for us fans if you want to introduce a younger player. Is this Alberto Aquilani all over again? Nah, Alberto Aquilani was much more simple. Buy him when he's fucking injured, never get a chance to play, pay too much for him, and then send him out on loan for the rest of his life. That was pretty much what happened with him. His career just never got going at all after he left Liverpool. The little prince, I'm never going to forget that fucking name as long as I live. Owen McKeever says, hello Craig mate, I'm not going to lie, I'm really glad to see FEKIR's unsettled. I don't think you'd be on your own there, Owen, to be fair. Shouldn't you be supporting Shamrock Rovers? I know you're only winding me up, Gareth, if that's aimed at me, but I don't watch League of Ireland, as I've said. I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. And I know you're on a wind-up, mate, but there's a lot of people in the chat who'll probably jump on that and tell you to go fuck yourself because they won't understand you're on a wind-up. But no, why should I support Shamrock Rovers? They're not even my closest team, to be fair. FEKIR won't come now simply because Klopp wants Pulisic, everybody knows it, said Stephen O'Connor. Yes, that is true, Stephen. It seems like Klopp and Pulisic do have a great relationship and that would make me very happy, but at the same time, we know from a human side of things that Jurgen Klopp, he's not one for just leaving players high and dry. If this was any other manager, I'd say, oh, that deal's 100% dead, fuck it, it's not happening. But, you know, I just don't see Klopp. Klopp will have told him, you're my guy, I want you, you're the guy, I see you filling that number 10 role for Liverpool. He would have had chats with him, he would have talked to his agent, he may have even sat down with the dude's family or his parents or whatever, I don't know. But Jurgen Klopp, for me, does not seem like the type of guy to just leave somebody high and dry like that. That's the only thing that makes me think this might actually happen. Dennis said, Pulisic would be a very good signing, as seen he's young and can still evolve. Klopp wants FEKIR, FSG want Pulisic. I don't think that's the case at all, to be fair. I think FSG would be happy to have either, and I think Klopp would also be over the moon to have Christian Pulisic, so I don't think that's the case at all. Because if they were planning on Pulisic, they'd know that next summer is the time to get Pulisic, so why try to get FEKIR this summer? Maybe, as somebody said, maybe that is what's going on here. Maybe I'm reading this situation completely wrong. Maybe they looked at FEKIR this summer, didn't want to gamble on his knee, and said, you know what, we can probably go one more year, get through this season, and then try and get Christian Pulisic next year, and then we're totally fucking sorted for the future. Next summer, get Pulisic and Bellotti and we'll be a force across Europe next season, says Fanzo Free. Bellotti he's class, to be fair. I mean, watching him play for Torino, even against Liverpool, he's just a complete centre forward, isn't he? He's excellent. Klopp always gets his man. Have faith FEKIR will be on in January. The child who lives in a bin says, we're 34 subs away from 3.6k. So you guys know what to do. If you are watching, if you've joined us for the first time, welcome to the stream. Please do hit that subscribe button if you can, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Johnny Cuntylock says FEKIR happens January ? Craig unsure completely ? We need depth, the more the better, says Matt. Probably Pulisic in the future. Our own Jurgen Klopp is in, says good evening all, it's good to be back. Where's Michael's comment gone? Sorry, I lost Michael's comment, bear with me. I see Jason's in as well. I'll get down to Jason in 2 secs. Where was Michael's comment gone? My god, I thought I'd caught up on the chat, guys. You're too quick for me. You're just too quick for me. I'm sure I read that one. I think I've just lost Michael's comment here. Nope, there it is. If we go back in for him, it's because there's no alternative out there, said Michael. Randy said, Craig, I believe we owe it to FEKIR to bring him on board, as well as Pulisic. Imagine the squad with those two within the ranks. Champions we would be. Champions we gonna be anyway, buddy. Come on, be honest, because we're the fucking Reds. We're on a march this season and ain't nobody stopping us. Now, of course, I have that song. Ain't no stopping us now. That fucking David Hay intro song. I have that in my head now. So all through the pod, that's going to be just going round and round in my head. Pod, stream, whatever this is that I'm on. I'm in a daze today, guys, so bear with me. When is Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back, said Stephen Shaw. Probably the far side of Christmas, mate, or this side of Christmas at the best. Eric Cantona versus a sick FEKIR. You guys are weird. We've just got to wait with FEKIR. Look what happened with Van Dijk. Klopp is just going to wait until January, said Johnny Cuntylocks. Sell Lallana and get FEKIR in January, said Joseph Reardon. I still reckon we should have sold Adam Lallana this summer. I know there's a lot of people that love Lallana out there, and I am by no means a Lallana hater. I think the dude's a great footballer. I've explained to you guys over and over why I think this summer was a good reason or a good time to sell him. It's not because I don't like the guy, I just think we could have cashed in this summer. Yeah, Kang Ozzy, I'm not reading that one, mate. I want a self-imposed ban of talking about that gent. Klopp's here, remember, don't Klopp believing, said the child who lives in the bin. Karius is in Turkey ready for a medical, I read today. Yeah, I think what's happened, Mick, is there's a 4-day public holiday or something in Turkey at the minute. I think it's the largest religious festival of the year or something along those lines, and that's what's held this up. So yeah, it looks like it's going to go through, bar a last minute change of heart from Karius. I read an article from, I think it was from James Pearce, it was certainly in the Echo today, that was just explaining that situation. Is anybody else beginning to feel sorry for Mourinho? No, not even a little bit. If you want my honest, heartfelt thoughts on Jose Mourinho and Manchester United, well, I guess the only thing I can really say is fuck him. I might be on the stream on Saturday, but I go on holiday for a week, Craig. Nice one, buddy. Enjoy. I'm counting down the days, Dennis, for my own holiday. 46 to go. So I'm counting them down. But wherever you're off to, mate, with the family, enjoy. What's the latest FEKIR news? Did you not hear, Luke? Oh, Jesus, Luke. How did you not hear? I don't know. I don't want to be the one to break it to you, Luke. So, I mean, I thought you would have heard, mate. Big news, mate. Whew, big news. Big news. I can't tell you, Luke. You're just going to have to hang off, buddy. But, whew, big news. Next summer, target Bellotti, Pulisic and FEKIR and we'll win the Champions League. That would be some fucking summer, to be fair. What time we playing at the weekend? To Junior, 5:30, mate, on Saturday on BT Sport, I believe. Well, it is on BT Sport in the UK and Ireland anyway. I obviously don't know what it is on other parts of the world, but for me, I'll be watching it on BT. Of course, I'll be on here as well with you guys doing a watch along, describing Liverpool's first, second, third, and fourth goals with a very happy face. Serves Mourinho right for signing Pogba, really, says Gareth. I love it, Alpha G. Fuck 'em. I love that that's actually, you guys are warming to that one as well, because it's something that I said to my wife for years and years and years about people, whether she's moaning about the neighbours or, one of the kids at school's parents or something. She says it to me, I'm just like, fuck them. I don't know them, fuck them. FEKIR will happen in January for £35 million. We pull the plug, as we know, so we can get him for cut price in January, said Neil. Guys, you know what? I came out to this stream, I've got to be honest, I was absolutely fucking knackered today. I was downstairs looking at the Rangers game, and I was like looking at the clock going, oh, I'm so fucking tired. I've been doing nothing but working all day today, and today it's been shitty work today. It hasn't even been the good sexy work like making podcasts and stuff, the fun shit. It's been all paperwork today and writing out agendas and, dealing with the messy side of running all this stuff. So I was looking at the clock going, oh, I'm so tired. And I'm only after coming up, only here 10, 15 minutes, and already I feel like $1,000,000. Just talking to you guys here cheered me up immensely. So thank you for joining me, because you're after making my fucking night, because I was really struggling today. What number would FEKIR even be? What was the suggestion? Somebody said, what did he wear for? Was it 17 or something? Perhaps I could be way off on this, but I thought it was like 17 or something that he wore for Lyon or France. Again, I'm probably way off. I never remember his number. 17, look, there it is. Someone says 18. Joseph said 17. Junior said 18. 7 is taken, 10 is taken, 18 is taken. Johnny Cuntylocks said FEKIR is 18. 17 is what Louis reckons as well. 17 is what I would have thought as well, but I'm useless with numbers. I really am, particularly with what players the club wear what numbers. I mean, I can get the biggies, but after that, like you asked me the likes of Trent, I'd usually struggle on Trent or players like that, but the biggies I know all the numbers. But give Robbo 3, Moreno 26. I mean, Robbo should have 3. Let's be fair. Robbo should have 3. Fabinho then, what can he take? If Robbo takes 3. To be fair, Fabinho needs a new shirt, doesn't he? Yeah, there's probably a few we can move around there, but that's a conversation for a different day rather than a hypothetical situation that FEKIR is coming in. Do you know what? You do have to feel sorry for Alisson though, don't you? He comes into the club, doesn't get number 1. They say number 1 is staying with Karius, so they submit the sheets to the Premier League. A couple of days later, Karius looks like he's going off to Turkey, and the number 1 shirt's just going to sit there and do nothing now for the season. Fucking madness. I can really see Alisson getting the Golden Glove this year. He's a monster, and our defence in front of him is solid, said Kill for Hire. I hope so. I mean, that would be brilliant. Imagine we brought in Mo Salah last year, first season, bangs in 44 goals, if memory serves me correct, wins the Golden Boot. We bring in Alisson Becker this season, whacks on the gloves, keeps more clean sheets than anybody else, wins the Golden Gloves. Job done. Job fucking done. Jay said, if it's genuinely about injury concerns, I can't see us going back for FEKIR. Surely those concerns aren't just going to disappear even if there's a reduced fee. Jace, I wanted to ask your opinion on this, if I may please, sir. You heard me earlier on mention about the whole Christian Pulisic thing. So do you reckon, or do you think I'm way off on this, that with those possible injury concerns around Nabil FEKIR and his knee, and some people just not being 100% happy, do you think maybe they, the owners and the manager, looked at the situation and looked at the circumstances around Christian Pulisic being possibly available next summer, or certainly next summer, having 1 year left on his Dortmund contract and refusing so far to sign another one? Do you think maybe, mate, that they looked at that and said, maybe we'll hang off there, that could be a better deal for us long term? Hassan said, do you think Salah should get the UEFA Player of the Year award? Fucking right I do, mate. I mean, 100%. He should get the UEFA Player of the Year. He should get the Ballon d'Or. He should get the best human in the world. He should get a Klopp hug. He should get the fucking freedom of Liverpool. He should get a chippy named after him. They should change fucking Stanley Park and build a pyramid in the middle of it. And anything else that Mo Salah wants, the dude should get, because he's an absolute fucking superstar. And I love him. I absolutely love the dude. Apart from anything else, you know by looking at that man that he is just a fucking wonderful human being. And these pricks, these fucking cunts that tried to belittle our Mo Salah and say that he didn't stop or he wouldn't stop for kids for an autograph. I know we've gone past this, we've moved past that situation, but those fucking assholes can really go and fuck themselves. I mean, seriously, like, trying to bring a good man down, a really good man down. That was below the belt for me, guys. That was one that I'm not gonna forget easily. Regardless of whether that prick was selling the jerseys or not, that's a whole nother conversation. But for them to try and slay Mo fucking Salah, I mean, of all the players at the club to pick out to try and slay, Mo Salah, the man who the week before was in Dublin for an hour signing autographs for kids, had to be physically taken away by the staff. Mo deserves everything, every award that's ever been given. The Nobel Peace Prize. He should be made a fucking ward of the state. He should be the Nobel fucking Nobel, what is it called? No, the Poet Laureate of the UK as well. They give him everything because he's Mo Salah. Dude deserves absolutely everything. With Bobby second place, of course, for all of it as well. Just sitting behind him with that cheeky little Bobby smile. How's Strix, Craig, mate? What's your thought on the start of the season so far? Haven't seen much of the streams lately, pal, as I've had a few fanboy problems to sort out. Well, firstly, Liam, important stuff, mate. I hope whatever those issues were, I hope they're all behind you and the family now, mate, and I hope you're all well. I sincerely mean that, I really do. I hate to see anybody going through a tough time. Being there, know what it's like. So I wish you well on that one, mate. But just to get back to your question, couldn't be happier, buddy. I could not be happier. We couldn't ask for anything more than 2 games, 2 clean sheets, 6 goals scored, 6 points in the bank, heading towards the 3rd game at home. Everything going well. No new injury concerns. Obviously we've Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain out long term, Ryan Brewster still out, and Dejan Lovren. I mean, the fucking jury's out on that one. I mean, nobody knows what's going on there, but yeah, it's all good, buddy. It's all good, and great to have you back in the chat, mate. I hope we see you a lot more. Raptor is in the building. What is up, sir? Guys, Raptor sent us, he called it an opinion piece, but I think it deserves to be called an article. Raptor sent us an article to have a little read over and peruse, and it will of course be going up on the website, I think tomorrow perhaps. I just have to double check that with Connor, because Connor takes care of that side of things. So keep an eye out for it, because I read it. I really enjoyed it. It's very Raptor-y in a beautiful way, very articulate, very good points made across, and it's fucking great. I love having Raptor involved with us. It's brilliant. So when that goes up, of course, I'll give it a shout, and if you can get onto anfieldagenda.com and check it out, I think you'll enjoy it, because you guys love Raptor as much as I do, so I think you'll enjoy it as well. It was a really well written piece, and I'm a prick for stuff like that, by the way. I have to be honest. I am an absolute prat for saying that article's shit, this is shit, that's the same as 5,000 other articles, what's the point of writing that? I'm a horrible fucker when it comes to that. So if I ever tell somebody I really like their stuff, I'm being honest, because I do. And I'm sort of saying this because Raptor's there, and I love Raptor and I love that, but I'm also kind of saying it because Jace Roberts is in the chat as well, and I've been saying to Jace for a long time that I dig his stuff and I really love what Jace writes, and I do. Trust me, and people know, if people know me from Twitter, I have a reputation for speaking my mind. If I think something's shit or I think you're a cunt, I'm going to say, that's shit and you're a cunt. And that's just how I am. I don't tell lies. I'm despised for it by some people. Some people like it, but that's just how I am, guys. And I can tell you now, that article from the Raptor, you're going to enjoy it. It was really good to read, and it was very Raptor-y. Did you hear Klopp was asked how far do you think Everton away from the Champions League football, and Klopp replied about a mile across Stanley Park. Yes, Klopp, get in. Oh, that is perfect, Anthony. I'm going to read that again, it made me so happy. Did you hear when Klopp was asked how far do you think Everton are away from Champions League football? Klopp replied about a mile across Stanley Park. And people ask why we love the dude. Oh God, can Klopp be my daddy, perhaps? Do you think maybe we can get that sorted out? I was going to say, do you think we could get Jim to fix it, but no. We won't go there. The Christian Pulisic theory is exactly what I think, mate. Gutting as it is for FEKIR, I think we walked away, and the reason we didn't go for an alternative is because we're waiting on an alternative, i.e. Pulisic. Good Good. I'm glad to hear you're thinking along similar lines, Jace. It would be tough, and it would be gutting not to get FEKIR, because a lot of us want him. A lot of us knew how good he is. He wanted to come, but if it means long term we got Christian Pulisic, personally I think it's the better piece of business. Michael Edwards is the GOAT, said Louis. He is. He just is. Simple as. Yeah, he really is. He's an amazing character, and I love that he doesn't like the limelight as well. I love that about the guy. How's it going, Craigo? Said Ben. I'm very well, Ben, thank you. And please nobody ban Ben tonight, or please nobody take away his chat or anything. We know Ben's name is a little bit funny, but leave him be. Ben's a nice dude. I'm still laughing at your comment, Anthony, mate. Well in on that one. That really is brilliant. The Raptor said, I'm a cunt, but only to people who deserve it. Craig is up for it tonight, said Dirty Girl. I'm in a great mood. I really am. As I said, I was knackered before I came on, but I'm loving it. I'm having great fun on here tonight with you guys. The weekend's getting closer. 2 days away from watching the Reds again. Why wouldn't you be happy with life? Gary Neville being worried about Liverpool just shows how much we've evolved this season, because that pained him to say. Gary. I still think he pussied out of that bet, by the way. Fair play to Jamie Carragher for wearing the United shirt, and I'm not going to slate Gary Neville too much, because I respect what Gary Neville did for his mate Jamie when he was banned. I respect that he kind of stood by him, so I'll give him that one. He is a mank and all, but I'll give him that one. He stood by Carragher when Carragher needed a mate, so well in on that one, but he still pussied out of that bet, didn't he? I mean, he put it on for like 2 minutes backwards, but I loved what Shaqiri wrote on it. It was very clever. Valga Cray is in after a long absence, mate. I'm glad we could get that one sorted for you, buddy. Great to have you back with us. I apologise. I don't know what the reason was. As I said, I just asked Connor to look into it. So great to have you back with us. Everton top 4, United about 10th, maybe even relegated with a bit of luck. Gareth is an Everton fan, so if anybody's wondering why he's predicting Everton top 4, then that's why. But he is the most reasonable Everton fan, the most fun-loving, up for a laugh, genuine Everton fan that I've met in a long time, so please do give him a break. Anything to do with LFC pains him dick. The Raptor said, are you blind for fuck's sake? Well, he is the chimney, so it does make sense. I am in the chimney. I won't be in the chimney for very long though, because the green screen should be arriving tomorrow, all gone well, so then the fun starts. Then I get to sit down with Connor and design the backgrounds and what we're going to have there, and I've been thinking of some fucked up shit that I want in this background, so God help Connor when we get to sit down and design this. Jurgen Klopp backed Ozil and called the situation complete nonsense, and he also said he isn't overrated. What's your thoughts, Craig? I read that today, and again, it's just another reason why players love Klopp, why people within the industry love Klopp, why we as fans love Klopp, because Ozil's not even our fucking player. He's not, he's nothing to do with Jurgen Klopp. There was no reason for Jurgen Klopp to have to come out today, speak about that situation in a very eloquently and clever manner. He didn't go out of his way to call anybody a prick or slag off anybody in particular. He worded it, he phrased it excellently. You could tell he was speaking from the heart. And that's why we love the dude. That is why we love Jurgen Klopp. So credit to him, because he knows infinitely more about that situation than we're getting fed by the media, clearly. So well done to Jurgen Klopp. That's what I say about that one. I was very, very pleased and proud of our manager to see him speaking like that about the Ozil situation. But he is a fucking dude, isn't he, to be fair? I mean, Kloppo is like the best dude ever. Like, Kloppo is, I tell you what Kloppo is, right? So I've often wondered about this. Kloppo is the dude where you're going out with some bird and she's nice and all, but you go to her gaff and her dad's just cool as fuck. Like, her dad's Kloppo. And she's alright, like, you don't see it going long term. She's nice, she's grand and all, but you love the fucking owl lad. Like, you're getting on like a house on fire with the owl lad, so you're almost putting up with the bird to keep coming back to the gaff just to see Kloppo and have a pint with him, have a laugh with him. That's how I see Jurgen Klopp. Thomas Boland is saying, likes people, likes, for God's sake, hit that like button. Evening, Craig. Good evening. What's that? Rosso Bosso? Said Pepper Red. James Painter said Poole are going to wipe the floor with Brighton. we have to pretend to be respectful here to Brighton, James. So, nah, we are. We're gonna wipe the floor with them. Let's be honest. We are. You're right. What else have we got? How often should I shave my head to make it look well groomed as yours, Craig? Brilliantly clean. Every day, mate. Every day. And you know what else? I'm gonna be honest. I do it before I come on the stream. It's the last thing I do before I come in here. I have my shower, I shave my head, and I come on here and do the show or do the stream, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so that's why it always looks like it's just done and a bit shiny, because it's just done. Literally just finished before I came on. And people always slag people, say, oh, baldy cunt, no hair, la la la, whatever. Fair enough, but it actually takes a bit of work to be bald. As I said, I have to shave my dome every single day, and it's a pain in the arse, man, because as I keep saying, I'm not actually bald, but I feel dirty when I have hair. So for me, if I go like this and it even feels a bit stubbly, I feel wrong, so I have to go and shave my head. So it's a pain in the arse. And when it's at its most of a pain in the arse is when you're on your jolly bobs and you're over in Spain or you're in Orlando or wherever you are, and you're after getting sunburnt, and then you've got to go and shave it that night, man. Oh, even with a shit ton of shaving gel and stuff, man, that hurts. That hurts. Sunburn and shaving your head just do not go together. Where else are we? Stephen Taggart said, I love you're doing my job for me, Stephen, mate. Well in. If you're new to the stream and like what you've seen, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I mean, well in, Stephen, sir. Thank you. Nice one, saving me time. Another 3 points against Brighton this weekend, Craig. Absolutely, mate. It's going to be 9 out of 9, and fingers crossed then 12 out of 12. But we'll deal with 9 out of 9 first, buddy. Leon, whoa, sorry, just jumped at me again. Where's that one gone? So see Jace's comments and then that one. Okay, Leon made the same mistake as Southampton last year for keeping an unhappy player. If any of our players were seen wearing another club shirt, I'd be selling him quick time. Again, I don't think it's anything to do with Leon, mate. I think this was down to us, and then Leon perhaps getting lowballed by us, just a guess, and them saying, "Nah, fuck that. We had a fee agreed." Jay said, too kind on the right, mate. Always appreciated your support and happy to reciprocate. Loving what you're doing with Anfield Agenda. Thank you, Jace. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, it's taken me a few goes to get here, Jace. As you know, I had a few other little trials and tribulations along the way to get here, but you got to keep plugging away, don't you, buddy? As you know yourself, you'll get there in the long run. Yeah, so yeah, it's good fun, and I'm glad you have no idea, mate. I'm so happy to see you coming in here in the last few nights and recently, and it really does mean a lot, mate, so thank you. And as I keep saying, I do hope the family are well, buddy, and I hope they enjoyed the summer holidays as well, because I'm not sure how it works in the UK, but I think you guys only get 6 weeks for the kids or something over there in the summer, whereas my daughter's been off school for, what, 12 weeks now or something like that. Seems forever. Thanks, Craig. That was weird stuff. At least I can hear your show if the band was on. I've no idea what was going on, why you weren't able to post. Because I've no memory of you coming on and being spamming or being abusive or anything like that. Charlie, our own Charlie, said, Craig, does Lovren get back in when he's fit? I would say no. Gomez and VVD complement each other so well. If Gomez makes a mistake, he's so fast he can recover, whereas Lovren can't. Charlie, mate, I pretty much agree with everything you've written there, mate. And as I keep saying on the pods and on the shows, I'm a massive believer in you keeping the jersey. If you have the jersey, it's yours to keep until your performance levels drop. And as long as Joe Gomez keeps putting in the performances, then he should have the shirt. Unless, of course, you know, a run of games comes where we've 3 or 4 games in 10 to 15 days or something and Klopp wants to rotate, then yeah, but just from if we're picking the best 11 at the minute, then you know he deserves a spot. Glenn Murray deserves a little bit of props, but he ain't dribbling past Verge, and No, we're gonna start this one again, Craig. Glenn Murray deserves a little bit of props, but he ain't dribbling past Verge, and he ain't outpacing Gomez. There you go, second time around. He does. He's one of those strikers that's completely underrated by me especially. But his finish against United past De Gea, the little flick, that was a quality finish from a quality centre forward. He's a big fella, like, but you know, that was a deft little touch to get that past De Gea. I'd give anything to have Klopp on the lads' night out. I'd say it would be some crack. You just know, Mick. If you went on the lads' night out with Klopp, that somehow you're ending up somewhere smoking joints at the end of the night with a glass of red wine in your hand. No matter what happens, you're sitting on a cliff top or on the top of a hill or something with a glass or a bottle of wine in your hand and you're smoking a joint, and that's how that night ends. Jay said, also really enjoying these nightly AA meetings. Yeah, mate, we've always been so worried about shortening it down like that. It's one of the first things we thought about when we made the name. We were like, shit, we can't really ever shorten it down to AA. Although we were thinking, from a marketing perspective, actually, probably could get some clicks. But yeah, we do call it AA for short in our WhatsApp groups, but not really when we go public, because we don't want people getting confused. Or people being in the wrong place where they need to be somewhere else. Although I guarantee you, we're much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Therapeutical. Much more therapeutical on here. And we're the solution, don't forget, guys. We're the fucking solution. Still haven't figured out what the problem is, but we're definitely the solution. Thomas Boland said, Jace Roberts, love it. I must start telling people I have nightly AA meetings. No, sorry lads, can't come out. I've got AA tonight. No, I can't do it. No, AA tonight. It's a busy night, mate. It's a busy night. I'm getting me chip tonight for 100 nights on the show. So yeah, it's a busy night. Got me AA meeting. Maybe we can make a t-shirt that says my AA is better than your AA. Something along those lines. We'll get sued the fuck, but you know, it'll be a bit of crack. It'll get us noticed if nothing else. Randy said, Craig, do you know when they'll start work on the training complex? Yes, I do. Thank you for pointing this one out. Anthony was kind enough to send us an email on this. They've already started work on the training complex. It's almost like you were planted there to ask me this question, mate, so well in. I'm just trying to get the email now that we got sent. So many emails, so many, not that one, this one. So Anthony forwarded us on this email. And Anthony's going to be kind enough to give us regular updates on this one because he's an absolute legend. So Anthony said, I've been watching and listening to your live streams and pods for the last couple of months and I think they're brilliant. So he was just going on to say that he drives past Kirby all the time and he remembers being asked about the main stand or the Anfield Road end, and people keep asking if it's going to be done or when it's going to be done. But he just went on to say that since he's been going past Kirby, he's seen the work has started on the training ground. He's been nice enough to send us some pictures and pointing out where different things are going to be going and stuff like that. So yeah, the work has started, mate. And what I've kind of gauged from looking into football clubs is that once one big project is underway, they don't tend to start another one yet. So I'd be amazed if anything started on the Annie Road or anything until after the new complex at Kirby was built. Craig, Trent was at my friend's house 2 days ago. He was driving by and stopped by my friend's house and he asked if he'd like to come in, and he went and had a drink and took photos. Proper sound lad, said Charlie. That's class. Charlie, obviously guys, was originally from Liverpool, by the way, so if you're wondering, was Trent just happened to be driving around the UK somewhere or something, he was in Liverpool, but that's amazing. I wish fucking somebody stop outside my house. One of these footballers, although they'd be well loft. If they were near my gaff, they'd be way out of the way. Jonathan Tracy said, I'll be watching the Liverpool and Leicester game in Spain. Nice one, mate. I think of many worse places to watch it than being over in Spain. San Miguel in hand, hopefully, and enjoy the game. Enjoy your holiday if you're going off on a holiday, mate. I don't know if you live in Spain, but if it's a holiday, enjoy it. I'm sure you've earned it. When do you think we will see Fabinho make his debut? Asks Harry. I don't know. I've tried to think about this one as well. And somebody suggested perhaps after the international break, the third round of the League Cup as a good point for him to come on or start his first game. I think that's a good shout. But you know, we may see him get a few minutes on perhaps against Brighton if things are going well, or Leicester. You just don't know. I wouldn't say he's too far away, but I also wouldn't be amazed if we didn't see him for another 2 or 3 weeks. Hansen and Grobler are Virgil and Allison. Virgil and Allison for me. Don't even need to think about that one, Gareth. Jonathan Tracy said, I'll be in Salou. Well, make sure you go to Shankly's bar, mate, if you're in Salou. And then straight across the road from that, there's a nice little diner. It looks like an Eddie Rockets place. I can't remember what it's called, but go into Shankly's bar. It's amazing. It's just wall to wall Liverpool memorabilia. They've a European Cup in there. It's just class. So yeah, if you're in Salute, make sure to pop into Shankly's bar. It'd be an amazing. You probably are. You probably know about it. And that's probably why you're already going to be watching the game, mate. But just in case you didn't know. I think Pulisic would be the better deal, said Jay. I think Fabinho should play against Brighton if he's fit, said Pepper Red. Lots of people just saying to Jonathan, have a great time, which is lovely to see. This is why this chat is so unique, because you guys are all fucking legends and genuinely are nice to each other, which is great to see. Are you going to Portaventura? Joseph wants to know, which of course I think now has Ferrari land, doesn't it, in Portaventura? It's been so long since I was there, but what I will say is, mate, if you're going to Salou, make sure you go on a trip down and see the new camp. It's I think it's a half day or a full day excursion, I can't remember, but Jesus, it's one hell of a stadium, mate. So if you're down that way, it's worth taking a trip. I went to the stadium tour and I also went to see them play Valencia, so amazing, absolutely amazing, and not too far away from Salou as well. Wrigley Mick said, drunk on Liverpool, no cure I'm afraid, liver red, die as soon as yours, all accept it. The easier it becomes. What else we got? Jay says, on the AA stuff, LFC has previously driven me to drink on numerous occasions. We can all get drunk on adrenaline and excitement these days instead. True, mate, true. There's been some nights, I'm not going to lie, watching Liverpool Jace, where at the end of the game I felt like I played the fucking game. As I'm sure you guys have as well. Your adrenaline just shoots up and then you just get a crash at the end of it, and it's just this weird feeling, like not knowing what the hell has just happened. At the time when, in 13-14 in particular, I mean, Jesus Christ, the adrenaline dumps during that season, particularly that game against Manchester City when we won 3-2. Fuck me, I mean, sometimes it was just tough. Like, I was almost checking my pulse at times to make sure I wasn't going to have a heart attack. Gareth said, is he serious? Hansen was better than Virgil. Yes, maybe so, but I'll counter that by saying I guarantee you Alisson Becker will be better than Bruce Grobbelaar. So for consistency, I'd take Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker. No problem. Easy answer for me as well. It should be completed by 2020. You can have a look at the plans if you Google Knowsley Council planning and search Liverpool training, says Anthony with regards to the training ground. LFC Dalek is in the building. Welcome, sir. Hi, mate. Wondering if you had a chance to talk to Connor yet. I haven't done any testing as I wanted to align what you would like. Offer still stands. I know you're busy, so I don't want to hassle you. Mate, I'm trying to pin Connor down myself to get work done at this moment in time. He's been so busy lately. He's lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff going on. So as much as you want to have a look through the site, buddy, believe me, there's a lot I want to chat about with him as well. So I haven't forgotten, and I will definitely say it to him, and I will definitely get him to touch base with you, because talking to me about it would be pointless, because I wouldn't know what the hell you're talking about, if I'm being honest. But I haven't forgotten, mate, I promise you that one. Or forgotten, excuse me, I haven't forgotten. I just need to pin Connor down, and we've a long list of stuff to work through. As I said, I've been doing a lot of paperwork over the last few days, and poor old Connor doesn't know what he's in for when we go for a catch up. Breaking, FSG turned down 2 million bid. Daily fail story though. Yeah, so it's most certainly nonsense. There's no way they're turning down 2 billion, to be fair, for Liverpool, because the club isn't worth 2 billion. So yeah, it has to be a horseshit story, although I'm going to read up about it, to be fair, so they're going to get their click from me one way or the other. What do you think about Anfield holding more sporting and other events? I did read that in the summer that they applied for planning permission to hold some more events there. Whatever, I'm fine with it. They're going to be clever enough about it so as it won't interfere with the pitch or interfere with other events. So if it's another way for the club to bring in money, then why not? I could think of nothing better, for instance, than going and watching Mundo Smith win a world title or defend his world title at Anfield. I mean, nothing would make me happier than going to watch that. So I don't see any problem with it whatsoever if the council are fine with it. If it brings more money into the club, then why not? It'll also bring more money into the surrounding areas as well. You have to understand more. people visiting hotels and stuff as well. It'll bring more money into the area, maybe allow other businesses to set up, because they won't just only have Liverpool match days to make money from as well. If the club can have concerts there, or I'm not sure if they're going to be looking for conference facilities and stuff, but yeah, if they can have other events there, then that may allow other people to come and set up business there, because they know they're going to have more than one day a week or one day every 2 weeks where they'll have a mass of people there. Massive LFC fan. I'll be in Shankly's Bar for Leicester, 12:30 p.m. kickoff, and I'll pass on the photos to Anfield Agenda. Please do, Jonathan, mate. Please do. I'd love to see them. And we'll definitely post them up on the Twitter account. Please do send them our way. Craig, did you see Sheikh Mansour's owner, or Sheikh Mansour, Manchester City's owner, has a £2 billion offer turned down for Liverpool? Somebody just mentioned that literally there, as I'm sure you heard, Charlie, because it probably just came in. But no, I haven't had a chance to read about it. But I will. As soon as I'm off this stream, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be reading about it. What else? I think we should get Vida, said Hassan. I'm going to have to try and bite my tongue there, because basically, put it this way, if you know what I think about Simon Mignolet, you can just transfer all of that hatred straight onto Vida, the equine haired fool, because he's dog shit. He's nowhere near good enough to play for Liverpool Football Club. Not even a quarter of the way there. I'd rather have kept Clavan than bring in that equine haired excuse for a centre back. Excuse me if you're a fan of his. I don't mean to be dismissive towards you, but him as a footballer, he's shite. He had a decent World Cup with Croatia. Other than that, he's been at his level in Turkey or wherever he's playing with Besiktas or someone. He's just not a great player at all. He just isn't. How nice is it to have a quality goalkeeper? Where's that comment gone? Because that's definitely something we could talk about. Just how nice is it, Andrew said, to have a quality goalkeeper. Alisson Becker is already my hero and we're only 2 games in. I think I have a bit of a man crush on him as well, Andrew, mate. I'm not going to lie. If nothing else, it's just great seeing a beard in goal. A proper beard as well. None of this fucking about beard. Like a proper, sturdy beard in goal. And his distribution is just... I know he's a goalkeeper and we should be talking about his saves, and we will, but he hasn't had too much to do apart from a couple of saves in the last game, but his distribution has just been excellent. Megan Nonke said Clements was our best ever goalkeeper, only 16 goals conceded in a 42 game season. And look, you've no arguments for me about Ray Clements, mate. None. I agree 100%. Best ever keeper Liverpool had. Hands down. No argument here whatsoever. Kang, as he said, sorry, but Real Madrid made me dislike Spain. I wouldn't rule out the entire country, mate, just because of Real Madrid. Some beautiful, beautiful parts of Spain, and some absolutely amazing people in Spain. Amazing food, culture, scenery, weather, so many good reasons to go to Spain. But Real Madrid's a good reason to hate a part of Spain, because they are absolute pricks, so I get where you're coming from. Ben, I will talk to you soon, buddy, and enjoy your Friday. Can we stop with the Joe with the mod talk every 2 questions, mate? Please, if you wouldn't mind. How many hours of work did your tats take, Craig? Said nice day. I was actually trying to work this out recently for somebody. In total, I've definitely had over 45 hours of tattoo work done, but I couldn't give you a total number on that one. Yeah, definitely over 45 hours, so I'm confident on that from what I can remember working out. What else we got? Farwell said, doing more property management, so I'll be off most of the stream. Hello all, said Farwell. Firstly and secondly, saw a single tweet from AFF about a new £385 million deal with Adidas and Arsenal. Anybody seen this? Not that I've seen, mate, no, but again, something that I should be seeing, so I definitely need to look into it. Where's that one gone? Oh, there it is. Okay. £77 million a year deal, said Farwell. Interesting. Jay says, in my opinion, I believe that pot 3 in the Champions League wouldn't be a bad thing, as we've shown we can beat any club by spending more and showing great dominant performances in the Champions League last year. I'm not worried either, mate. I'm with you. If it's pot 2 or pot 3, I don't think it's going to make a difference to us, because we're getting through anyway. Doesn't matter who we get. Nobody is going to want us in the Champions League draw. So if we get pot 3, then somebody from pot 2 or pot 1 is going to be disappointed when they get knocked out. LFC Dalek said, Vida is a very, very poor man's Skirtle. Joseph said, no, he's shit. No need to apologise, Hassan, mate. No need to apologise ever, mate. Seriously, you ask a question, it's your opinion, buddy. It's welcome here. You've no need to apologise here, mate. None whatsoever. Won't take long before Alison's on the Nivea advert, said Cobra. No, I mean, I'm almost wondering if when we're signing players now that Nivea are going, nah, he's too ugly. Nah, no, we're not having him. No, fuck off. That's probably why you want to sell Adam Lallana. You want to fuck off. You're not selling Adam Lallana, you fucking idiots. He is the Nivea ad. We need him, James Milner, and the dinosaur, and they're going nowhere. You've already got Gerrard out of the club. There's no way you're getting rid of Milner, Lallana and the dinosaur. They're going nowhere. We need them for the adverts. It's in the contract, dickhead. Read the contract, John. It's in the contract. John, don't fuck me about. Lallana's going nowhere. Milner's going nowhere. The dinosaur's going nowhere. Now, we can talk about Alisson Becker coming in, but those three are going nowhere. It's in the contract, John. Next target, 150 likes, said Jay. Well, where are we at on this one? I don't even know where we're at on this one. We're already pushing targets, so why not? Let's get bigger. Let's grow. Dirty Girl said, Man U was valued on the New York Stock Exchange at $4 billion. Is that must be dollars though? Well, you did say New York, to be fair, so it would be dollars. I wonder if FSG would sell to those Qatari royals. They have a few bob. This is the thing. What I will say is, and I'm not one to proclaim to have any great knowledge of football finance, so just bear with me on this, and if I say anything incorrect, it's not done purposely. We need to be a little bit careful about wanting new owners to come into the club, and here's why. As you pointed out, Dirty Girl, and many others have, football clubs now are worth a shit ton of money. So the days of local businessman done good being able to come and buy the club, and a club he's loved his whole life, those days are gone now. Football clubs are worth so much money that there are very few single individuals in the world who can buy a football club. So what tends to happen now is government-backed funds like the Qataris, maybe the Chinese Investment Fund. We've seen DIC at one time as well, and there's a couple of others. It's either them or I don't want to call them vulture capital funds, but investment capital funds, or whatever these guys are called. They're going to be the ones that are buying the clubs, and if they buy the clubs, you can be guaranteed that they have zero interest in making it better for the fans or having any affinity with the club whatsoever. It's all going to be about the bottom line, all of it, whether that's what FSG are doing, and they're doing it in probably the nicest possible way, if we're being honest. So they've come in, and yes, everybody knows they got the club cheap, let's not deny that, but they paid for it. They paid what was asked. They got the club. So since they've come in, they've done up the main stand. They've invested in the squad. They've brought in a good manager. They've done regeneration around the club. They're building a new training facility. They've built a new club shop. They've done lots and lots and lots of other little bits and pieces that have increased the value of the club, which, along with the increased TV rights and stuff like that, has made Liverpool worth, I don't know, probably 5 or 6, 7 times what they already paid for it. So if they have to sell the club, I'd be fucking really worried about who buys it next. I've got to be honest. The phrase sheikh or the phrase international fund frightens the shit out of me, because if Roman Abramovich decides, tomorrow that he's fed up and bored with Chelsea, then if he wanted, he could pretty much end Chelsea Football Club just like that. I think he's owed something like, is it in excess of 300 or 400 million by Chelsea, And he could just basically fold up the club just like that tomorrow. So all I'm saying is, the people that want this mad money to come in, just be a little bit careful. Have a little think about it, because what we have now is not too bad. It's not probably the most ideal situation in the world, but it definitely ain't the worst. Super Jumping Jack says, our attack is still rusty except for Mane. Salah's warming up and the goals will come. I think you're right. I think you're right there, mate. I was only thinking about that yesterday, particularly around Bobby Firmino. I really hope Bobby sticks one to the net soon, just to get his confidence up. Great show, mate. First time. I'll be back for the Brighton game. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. That's really nice of you to say. And hope you do come back. We'll be doing a watch along for the Brighton game, mate. And then, of course, enjoy your holiday. Somebody said Sheikh Mansour's cousin. Where's it gone? Where's that? Oh, there. Sheikh Mansour's cousin tried to buy Liverpool, said Junior. How often do you get to Anfield? Generally about 5 or 6 times a season. Last year was probably the worst year I've had. I was there 3 times last year. It was the worst year I've had getting over in a long time. That's mainly been around my son, though, to be fair. So this year, hopefully, I'll get over a lot more. But 5 or 6 is generally where I try to get to. But it's getting tougher to get tickets, so that's the only issue. If I got tickets more easily, then I'd be there a lot more. Craig shaving his head would be funny. Oh, you don't even want to see it with the sunburn, man. It's not good. Neil said, Craig, I was listening to Mark Lawrence on the radio and he was saying Naby Keita has the potential to be better than any midfield player in Liverpool's history. That's a big fucking call from Mark Lawrence, and he has the potential to be an absolute superstar. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, you know, you're talking about Steven Gerrard, Graham Souness, some amazing midfield players in Liverpool's history. So, methinks Mark might be just talking a little bit too highly there. But Naby Keita is a special footballer, so I don't want to just, you know, slag off Mark Lawrence, because I would be very happy if he did turn out to be the greatest midfield player Liverpool ever had. But it's a big mantle. It's a big task. Junior said, exclusive. Abu Dhabi investor Sheikh Khaled, cousin of Manchester City owner Sheikh Mansour, has failed in a £2 billion proposed takeover of Liverpool. Liverpool chairman Tom Werner held face-to-face talks. I can't fit the rest of the headline in, said Junior. Louis said, it's the Mail, it's probably bullshit. You have to say, if the Werner Sheikh talks happened and 2 billion was refused, it surely means FSG are in for the long haul and determined to win. If it was money, they'd have snatched it and ran. Interesting point, yeah. I mean, they took 2 billion now for the club. So if they made Liverpool repay their debt to them for the main stand as well, which was an interest, well, I say interest free, from my knowledge of the loan they gave, it was interest free, but there was a interest free. There's 0.5% or something in there to cover inflation or something like that. Again, very minimal knowledge of the financial world, but they'd have more than probably nearly 10 times their money, 8-9 times their money. Like, I mean, that's a massive turnover. Like, so in any form of life, if you buy something and multiply 8 or 9 times its value over the course of 7 or 8 years, I mean, you're not doing too bad there, are you? And they still turned it down. So yeah, so maybe they're not finished. Maybe they have a 10-year plan. Who knows? I guess we're gonna get to wait, or we're gonna have to see what happens in the next few years. But so far, so good. It's getting better. Sheikh Maktoum wanted to buy us back in the day. Don't know if he'll still be interested. However, we're worth a shitload now. Well, if I'm correct in saying that you buy investment capital that we're looking to buy us, they went bust a few years back, if I remember correctly. El Chapo, you know I have to pass on that comment, buddy, because I'm on a self-imposed ban talking about the little princess. Would anyone take new owners, or are we all happy with FSG? Asks Junior. It depends who, mate. That's the God's honest truth. as we are, I wouldn't like to see the boat rocked at this moment in time. I'd like to see us see through the next couple of years with Klopp, the owners we have, and the way the club is stable now. I'd just like to see this work out for a year or two. Louis said, at the moment FSG are doing great. I'll take new owners. Far Wild said, you just exposed not only my account but my entire tweeting strategy for the next 5 years. No, I skipped comments again. No. Remember Gaddafi was a Liverpool fan, said Megan Onke. Ed Sheeran may buy Ipswich in a few years. Rumour going around Ipswich may not be true. Isn't there something going on about Ed Sheeran at the minute, actually, isn't he? Didn't he buy up a shitload of property somewhere, a load of land somewhere, and he's trying to get people fucked off their part of the land or something? I'm sure someone said that to me recently. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Could you imagine them and the city owners having dinner together? To be a fly on the wall, said Joseph. Craig, what's your favourite Darren Farley impression? For me, it's just Harry Redknapp. It bloody cracks me up. His mannerisms are bang on. He is good. He's got so many good ones. I used to always enjoy the Brendan Rodgers ones, if I'm being honest, back in the day. But probably Carragher. I think Carragher's probably my favourite one for him to do. We don't need a sugar daddy. Only if FSG start to fuck us over, then reluctantly we should hope for new owners, said Cobra. Oh, where are we? Did you watch the Napoli match in Dublin? I did. I was at it. And not just at it, I was lucky enough I was in the media boxes for the game, which was great. Had an excellent day. Second year in a row they've come to Dublin, and thankfully the second year in a row that I managed to get into the media section. So yeah, it was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. The highlight of the day was definitely seeing so many happy kids, so that's what made the day for me. Do Liverpool own their ground? Yes, mate, we absolutely do own the ground. Thankfully. Where else? Jace, where's Jace's comment? I wouldn't want FSG to sell right now. Where's that gone? Fuck's sake. I wouldn't want FSG to sell right now, but would love them to get more investment. Our transfer strategy is on point, but they've done a lot of good things. More financial backing would be welcome. It's a good point, Jace. I can get where you're coming from. How would everybody feel, by the way, about naming rights on the stadium? That's something I don't think we've discussed on the streams yet. And as Jay said, there some more investment would be welcome. But what if we got a naming rights deal on Anfield? How would people feel about that one? My view is I don't think it would really fucking matter, because we'd all call it Anfield. That's my view on it anyway. I can understand people wanting it to be kept as Anfield, and I couldn't speak on behalf of locals, obviously, because I've no right to. But for me, it would still be called Anfield. If it was like the Cadbury's fucking Dairy Milk Stadium, to me it would still be called Anfield. They redevelop Kirby and have plans for the Annie Road end, so they're more likely here to stay, said Cobra. Liverpool are a great investment for any billionaire, said Jay. It takes more than a billionaire now, though. You mean you need to be a multi-billionaire to be, or at least have that much funds behind you to be buying a club like Liverpool. Junior said, some bad news to report. One Burnley fan was stabbed before the game in Athens tonight, received stitches, 3 others beaten and robbed. We spoke about this on another stream recently, that sometimes we see these comments like that and some people immediately go, fuck, well, they were obviously acting the prick, or they could have, what the fuck were they up to, but I look at that comment there from Junior and my heart immediately goes out to the fans, and I think as football fans we should stand behind other fans like that in the Premier League, and want to know what the fuck happened and why it happened, and how it can be stopped from happening to other fans, whether that be Liverpool fans, United fans, Arsenal, Chelsea, Burnley, whoever the fuck it is going to Greece in the future. This needs to be something that lessons are learned from, so this doesn't happen again. And that's why I get so pissed off when people jump on incidents like this, because they don't like the particular club in question, or they don't like the manager of the club or whatever. there's a bigger picture, and the bigger picture here is a Burnley fan was stabbed and 3 others beaten and robbed. And as fans of the Premier League, this should be looked at by all of us and thinking, that's fucking unacceptable. That shouldn't happen. And we need to find out how that happened, because we could be in Athens this year. Liverpool could be in Greece. It could be our fans going over there. So we need to make sure, and I'm sure the clubs do, I'm sure the clubs liaise with each other on stuff like this all the time. But as fans, I think we need to do more of it as well, and stand behind our fellow fans, and let them know that they're not alone in these situations, and that we all need to learn from these and protect each other. FEKIR just won't happen. All you're doing is feeding these people false hope. Okay, Mr. Angus Court, you look like you're quite young, so I'm going to be respectful when I say this, but I'm feeding them nothing because I'm not claiming anything. So I'm trying to be respectful here, so I'm going to leave it at that, mate. But don't ever come onto my stream and try and tell me what to do, dickhead. My stream. I'm not feeding anybody any misinformation. So let's just leave it at that. Prediction for Khabib versus Conor. Conor, clearly Conor, forever Conor. Conor in the first round, Conor. That's how Connery I am about this. Conor, yeah, definitely Conor. I think Conor is going to be so fucking worked up for this fight. He is going to want to just take the head off Khabib. And I understand that people are thinking that maybe he'll get too worked up and that he'll go in and lose his head, but I don't see Conor as being that kind of dude. But Khabib, you know, of my limited knowledge of MMA, I know Khabib is an amazing wrestler, or is amazing on the ground. So Conor's going to have to keep it on his feet, and Conor's going to have to try and keep it at distance and stop Khabib taking him to the ground. But we all know Conor hits you with his left and it's good night. No matter who you are, Conor can knock you out with his left. Ed Sheeran, the new Mick Hucknall, said Megan Onke. You wouldn't want the Glazer, says Gareth. Absolutely, mate. And you're right there. We really wouldn't. Maddock on Twitter talking about minority investor, said LFC Dalek, which is interesting. Kind of goes in with what Jace was talking about there with investors. And something we've seen rumoured over the past few years, actually, that FSG were open to bringing in a minor investor or a small partner into the group to bring in some investment. So yeah, it does make sense. Let's just be happy with what we've got until it needs changing, said the Raptor. Kyle's going for Conor to win as well. The Diet Chav Stadium. I mean, I didn't want to say it, and I didn't want to ruin the news, guys. Like, I didn't want to say it before it goes out in the papers and all, but, you know. I think FSG are doing some great business, but I still wouldn't mind new owners, said Louis. Liverpool have been looking for minority investment for several years. They've talked to Chinese investors, Arabic investors and American investors, said Junior. Maybe force them to use Anfield first in whatever title they give it, but I hate the idea of the Anfield Office Depot Dunkin' Donuts Stadium. I just still think no matter what, it will always be called Anfield. Don't want to name or sponsor or any of the stands or stadium because it's just making the game more commercial, and if the sleeve sponsors wasn't enough already. Would you rather, let me ask you this then, mate, would you rather they got a stadium sponsor in or a stand sponsor in, or would you rather ticket prices went up again or your TV subscription went up to watch the games? Just trying to play devil's advocate on that one. But I understand, if I understand your point wholeheartedly, but like any business, unfortunately these days people are always just trying to increase revenue, increase profit margins, and increase value. It's, you know, it's one of the things about business that some of us find sickening to an extent. El Chapo said new Liverpool owners would be crazy now at this stage. Peter Sweeney said, you're a sound man when I hear you talk like that, buddy. You're trying to say I'm a prick the rest of the time? No, but thank you, mate. I don't even know what you're saying that was about. I'm only hoping it was about the fans. But it's genuinely how I feel about it. I think we should all look out for each other. We need to keep an old school flex on football because seeing our captain dancing on a BT advert on Saturday's game isn't my cup of tea. Cringeworthy. Be calm, Craig. I think I was, Joseph. I don't think I lost the plot there. I think I've been rather calm so far tonight, to be fair. If you, sorry, I'm reading a comment here and I don't want to read it out till I process it, so bear with me. So, Stephen said, if you like what you see and want to help the stream grow, become a patron like me and any amount will help enormously, said Stephen. And on that actually, which is why I was just trying to take my time, so bear with me. As Stephen said, look, I'm going to put it in, drop it in there now. Everything we do here is free and always will be. We've made you guys that promise from the start. But, as Stephen pointed out, to help this grow and to keep this ticking along and to keep getting the equipment that we need, the hosting costs that we have to pay and stuff like that, it does cost money, unfortunately. So if anybody does want to help us out like Stephen suggested and like Stephen does, I've just dropped links into the chat there for Patreon and for PayPal. So if you want to go on there and buy us a pint or help us buy some new equipment or anything, all the information of our monthly costs are on Patreon, so you can go on there and have a look. And if you want to do it on PayPal as a once-off, of course paypal.me is there as well. You can just click on that link. Really easy. I'm not going to ram it down your throats. I'm just mentioning it because Stephen kindly did so in the chat. Where is that other one gone? Sorry. I've just never been too keen on FSG. I don't know why, but I have to admit they're doing great now, said Louis. I think the credit of our new signings has to go to FSG and Michael Edwards. Partly, yeah, but I mean, partly they have to go to the transfer team as well, like that Klopp and the club have put in place. The scouting, they've obviously done an amazing job scouting players as well. Don't want American owners, they have ruined Man United. Well, that has nothing to do with Liverpool though. So, we have American owners and we're doing tickety-boo at this moment in time. So, with regards to the Manx, fuck them. I know somebody who was stabbed in London. I just want knives to be kept off the streets for everyone's sake, and I absolutely echo that sentiment, Jamie. It takes a fucking coward to stick a knife in somebody's back or somebody's side. We've all gotten fights as men and maybe women where, you know, we get a black eye, we get a burst lip, we get knocked the fuck down, but you know, we all get up, we win, we lose, and we move on. Them situations in life are going to happen. To stick a fucking knife in somebody, you're a coward. The amount of fans who don't buy a shirt because of the sleeve sponsor, Everton have Angry Birds in their sleeves, no amount of money can make a fan want that. I think we're kind of lucky in that sense. I don't mind the Western Union one. I don't think it's too bad at all. But yeah, Angry Birds, that is a bit much to fucking take, to be fair. Too many kit changes nowadays, says Nick, and I agree. I do. 3 every season is a lot. It used to be they used to alternate the home and away every second year, like, which was much more manageable. But 3 a season is a lot, and then 3 different types of training kits as well. LFC Dalek said, don't mind naming rights on the new training ground, not keen on the stadium though. I hate how St James's Park has become an overkill of Sports Direct literally everywhere. It does look a little bit fucking too much, to be fair. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, Mike Ashley isn't shy about putting Sports Direct's name anywhere. I think we'll have new owners within 2 years. FSG are good, but I just think Liverpool will be so attractive for another Dubai group to buy, says Neil Anthony. Klopp went from the 2016 squad to the 2019 squad. That is how good a manager he is. He made players like Firmino believe again. Guys, if you are watching the stream tonight, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please take a minute to do so and join. Help us grow the Anfield Agenda family. Join the family. And of course, guys, as always, big shout out to anfieldagenda.com, a brand new website where you can go on, create your own membership on there, 100% free. Sign up, go into the chat room, and you'll get to meet lots of the guys who are in here in this chat, because they're often on there posting as well. All our podcasts, YouTube content, articles, quizzes, everything is on the website in one place for you, nice and handy. Check it out if you haven't done so. How has this only got 67 likes, says Jay. I don't know, Jay, but that is a good question that needs answering. Allison could have saved Newcastle from Mike Ashley. I'm liking that one, Will. As Jay said, guys, please do hit that like button. We haven't yet done a stream that hasn't hit 100 likes. Well, I say we haven't yet. It's been a damn long time since we haven't hit 100 likes. So what have we got left on this? An hour to go. I'm sure we can get there. I don't know how many are watching, but I'm sure if everyone that's watching hits that like button, we'll more than get there. Whatever happens with the owners, they'll walk away with anything from £1 billion to £2 billion from a £300 million input, plus the annual yearly profit they've taken since being here. They haven't taken, to the best of my knowledge, mate, they haven't taken any money from the club since they've been here, that I'm aware of. I mean, haven't taken profits out of the club. Again, I could be wrong on that one, but that I'm aware of, unlike the Glazers, who are, you know, beholden to shareholders, I don't think that they've creamed any profits from the club. Again, could be wrong. Does Connor have a crush on Linda Putzi? He wouldn't be alone. I haven't got a clue, mate. I haven't got a clue. Not something we've really talked about, to be honest. It is cringy though, seeing some fans, the way they react or the way they post towards her. Yeah, some of it's a little bit childish and a bit cringy. How are we getting on with the YouTube sponsorship thing? We're waiting to hear back, Stephen, is the honest answer. It's not sponsorship, it's called partnership, but basically what it means is that they allow you to get adverts on, and you know, the more views you get, the more people watch the ads, you get some revenue from that. And then once you're okayed for that, you can have super chats as well, which basically means if somebody's watching, they can just say, oh, I like what he's doing, we can send him £3, or I like what he's doing, we can send him whatever. It's really easy to do as well. It can all be done from YouTube. Whereas if you're trying to get people to go onto Patreon or PayPal and stuff, you're taking them off the site, so it's not ideal at all, because you want to keep people here on the stream with you having a laugh. So yeah, the difference between being able to hit a super chat and get revenue from adverts, it's night and day for us, because once that gets ticked off, or once we get that sorted out, then we're golden. We don't ever have to talk about Patreon or PayPal, and we don't have to have the fear that we have every single fucking day that YouTube are going to turn around and say no. They're going to refuse us again for whatever reason, and we're going to have to pack this up and throw it in the bin, which is the big fear. It's something me and Connor have had to deal with for the past 6-7 weeks or so since they said no. Yeah, we're waiting on fucking, you know, fingers crossed. I'm holding bated breath on to see what they say, and if they say no again, then, you know, we don't know what we're going to do at that moment in time, but we can only take one day at a time, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. If it ever comes to the point where we have to stop this thing, it'll be a very, very last resort. I can guarantee you that one. But look, fingers crossed. It all gets sorted out, and we don't ever have to have this conversation again. No problem, Stephen, mate. Should have done that a long time ago. Apologies. I get sad when I walk past the dead Everton 2 club store. It needs to be bought and converted into a Diet Chav merch store. Be part of the solution, Craig. I mean, when you're right, Squisms. I mean, when you're right, you're right. It is sad that they called it Liverpool 2 as well. Or, excuse me, Everton 2. So it's Everton 2 in Liverpool 1. You know, clever but sad. And very Everton as well. Very Everton. Trying to be clever, but really just coming across like, you know, small mentality. Van Dijk could have blocked Liverpool's move for Konchesky. Oh, Konchesky. What a fucking plank. Do you fly your boat when you go over, buddy? To Liverpool, ideally, mate, fly. The boat's usually a last resort. But yeah, fly usually. If I can fly, I'll usually fly. If I'm going to be there for a day or two, I'll usually hire a car as well at the airport. But yeah, flying is the way to go, definitely. I'm getting a bit old for the old day trips as well. I used to do them when I was younger because they were cheaper. But they're a long old trip. You're on the go 24 to 26 hours sometimes on those day trips, and I'm getting too old for that. Do you think Trent needs to practice crossing? Sometimes he goes a bit wayward. He rushes, I think. I think he does practice the hell out of it, to be fair. And clearly, because he's on set pieces, the club and Klopp knows how good he is at delivering a ball in. I just think he just hasn't found his range yet this season. I think he's working his way back in, and he'll get there. He'll get there. The dude knows what he's at. He can deliver a ball into the box. But I do agree. I think you're spot on. He hasn't been up to his usual standard yet this season. There'll be plenty of deleted messages from now on. No need to delete them unless they're being abusive. Sometimes it's fun to poke these fuckers back as well if they come on and have a dig, Stephen. Craig, how about putting a subscription counter on your screen? Maybe it'll help it grow more if people can actually see it. Yeah, it's something we've thought about, Francis, but it's something that's done by every other fucking channel, and the way we're working is we're trying to be different because we are different. And when I say we're different, I don't mean we're different in any beautiful, magical way, but I'm just different to other people, and the way we're trying to deliver stuff is a little bit different. So possibly, I think it's probably something we should do when we get a little bit bigger, though, if that makes any sense. But I get where you're coming from, and I've seen it on other sites as well, and it is something that's fairly easy to do. Actually, it's really easy to do if I'm being honest. But we're redesigning things very, very soon. We're just waiting for the green screen to arrive, which should be here. I think it should be here tomorrow, actually, if the truth be told. So hopefully within the next week we've worked on some new backgrounds, and we'll be able to Craig and Connor things up a bit, shall we say, and make this a little bit less samey and a bit more Anfield Agenda in our own unique, fucked up, beautiful way. But yeah, I do get where you're coming from. And I'm not going to lie as well, I am always checking that number, Francis. I'm always flicking on my phone, flicking on the app, going update, because I like to see the numbers ticking along. If nothing else, it's good reward, and it makes you feel good about what you're doing when the numbers grow. If they go down, which occasionally of course they do, it's like someone has literally kicked you in the balls. And I'm the type of person that goes, well, why has this happened? What have I done wrong? I'll go back, rewatch an entire stream, try and pull it apart, put it back together, see what I did right, what I did wrong, how I could have done things differently. And that's just the way my fucked up analytical mind works. I'm always pulling shit apart and putting it back together. So now that you've even mentioned that to me, I'm probably going to be thinking that through now tonight, going, is Francis right on that one? Should we do that? Let me have a look at this. Click, and I'll probably be drawing up stuff and I'm playing around with it. But yeah, and we are, of course, always open to suggestions, guys. So thank you to Francis for that one. Van Dijk and Gomez to be the next Hyypiä and Carragher. Yes, please. Jay, yes, please. Who disliked? There's always a couple, buddy. Always. See, what I don't think some people get when they're talking about likes and dislikes is that there's competition as well. So it's not always just somebody who doesn't like what you're doing. And of course there's going to be people who don't like me or what we're doing or the subjects we're talking about. That's just natural. But there's also smarmy little pricks who have other channels. I don't know who they are, I'm just having a guess at this, that won't like what you're doing and just don't like seeing you doing well. So we'll go dislike. And as I always say, to anybody that does dislike, all it lets anybody know, and I'm not just talking about our channel, if it's Daz's channel, if it's fucking Redmen TV or the Anfield Rap or United Stand or whoever the hell it is, anybody who you dislike their content, all it lets them know is that you're in their head. So when I see the dislikes, it makes me smile because I go, I'm obviously annoying some prick, and I'm annoying him enough that he's taking time out of his day to look at our stream and click dislike, which means we win, basically. So many comments. I stay over in Newisham Park Guest House. Really nice when I fly over, buddy, said Peter. I'm a bit weird, Peter. I try to stay in the same. I'm a weirdo. I try and stay in the same hotel most of the time if I can. I try and eat in the same place. I try to eat roughly the same things, and I try and keep to roughly the same schedule if I can, because obviously game times vary. But it's not because I'm superstitious either. It's just because I like routine. Does Salah taking corners bother you? It does me, said Megan Anke. Not really, but I can understand where you're coming from. If somebody the height of Van Dijk was taking a corner, I would be baffled. When Roy Hodgson had Harry Kane taking corners for England, like that was beyond stupidity. But I get where you're coming from, because he can put the ball in the net, and he scored headers as well. So I do get where you're coming from. But it's not something that's ever over worried me anyway. Wow, Lovren gone from world final player to back up on our team. We have a great team. To be fair, he is injured as well, so that's probably part of the reason why he hasn't played. Salah or Kenny? That's obviously Kenny. There can't be any competition yet. Salah's been here a year, and as much as we love him, nobody will ever compare to Kenny for, a million other reasons. Kenny's more than a footballer. Kenny's a fucking he's more than a footballer. He's more than any of us will ever be either. He's just an amazing human being. Crazy stat. We've only lost 2 games when Wijnaldum starts. That is a crazy stat, Neil. That's nuts actually. So Genie's the key. Genie's defo the key then. LFC Dalek said, I'm really looking forward to seeing Shaqiri get his chance. I think he's really enjoying the LFC experience. Andreas Kornmeier worked with him at Bayern and will get the best from him. I've seen Klopp talking about this transfer of Sheridan Shaqiri and saying that nothing makes German people or German fans happier than a good free transfer or a cheap bit of business. But in England, even signing Shaqiri for 13 million, people were already like, no, 13 million, he must be shit. And Klopp just can't get his head around this mentality in English football, and it's something that's very interesting, and I kind of get where he's coming from. What are you drinking? Diet Chav, mate. It's the drink of champions. If you don't know what it is, just check out dietchav.com. It's the drink of champions. Are you going to revamp the show, Craig? Green screen, nice desk, guests on the phone, via net. How do you know I don't have a nice desk? You can't see my desk. My desk could be beautiful. Yeah, defo, we are going to revamp it. Definitely new green screen. Guests will definitely be coming on, but we're going to also change the shows. So rather than me coming on here and doing this 2-3 hour stream, we're going to have two 1 hour shows a night and stuff like that. I don't want to give too much away, because I want to get the content out there first in case anybody takes our ideas or runs what we want to do. But yeah, we will be definitely upping the stakes. But as we said earlier on, we're trying to do all this, and all this, it isn't cheap as well. So we're trying to do it as best and as quickly as we can, as the finances allow us to. And of course time as well. Where was that one? Liverpool's owner has been very clear, no full sale of the club on any terms. They do want a minority investor like City's deal with the Chinese, who bought 13% of City Football Group. That will provide funds to compete with City. Still the plan, and talks with at least 3 parties, says David Maddock. "24-hour stream for charity," says Nick Muller. How about we get enough money to run this first, and then we'll look at charity. We're still trying to get ourselves on scratch. Yeah, I won't tell you how much I'm in the hole for Liverpool content in the past 18 months, but it's not an insignificant amount of money, Nick. Put it that way. Look, taking that aside, we'll always help if there's any charity work we can do. But if we were to do a 24-hour stream, we'd have to make sure we can monetize it properly for the charity in question, to make sure that they got a decent amount of money. Because if we're going to do what you want to do it right, And look, I'd have no problem doing it because I'd be happy to help charity. Yeah, we've all had times in our lives when we've had to reach out to certain people or we've needed help. So 100%, Nick, it's definitely something we'd be a part of or we'd be happy to do. And as I've always said, if anybody has any charities that they're close with or want to shout out or anything on here, then come on, jump on and do it, and we'll talk about it. Nick, I like Daz's channel. So do I. I love Daz's channel. Daz's channel is amazing. As is Daz. Love Daz. And us and Daz are going to be doing so much together going forward. As I'm sure you know, Nick, if you like Daz's channel. Daz is one of us. Like, Daz is on our podcasts, and he on the bench LFC is a quality channel. So as Nick has said, lots of love for Daz. Rap, I will talk to you very soon, buddy. I didn't really get a chance to reply to you today, mate, so I will get to it. But just with regards to what you were talking about, yeah, there's lots more I'd like to do, buddy, so we'll keep in touch. Roy Hodgson is an owl. I will counter your owl and raise you an emu. Rumours is that the cousin of Man City's owner tried to buy Liverpool for £2 billion. Our genie in the bottle. I need to let him out every match and ask for 3 wishes. Guys, don't forget, if you're watching the stream, please do take a minute to hit that thumbs up, give us a like, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. I think you'll enjoy it. If you're enjoying tonight's stream, then you'll definitely enjoy subscribing, because we've got lots more content as well as live streams. We've got podcasts, we've got watch-alongs, we've got post-match shows for every single Liverpool game. And all our content is 100% free, so please do hit that subscribe button if you're watching. Or if you're watching this on playback, of course, the same thing. Please do hit that button. Milner's probably the most underrated player the Premier League has ever seen. He's never lost a game when he scored first. Or when he scored, excuse me. First player to score 8 consecutive penalties and has never lost when he scored. You said that twice, Charlie. He's definitely one of them, you're right, Charlie. And I'd almost say, is he the best free transfer in the history of the Premier League? That's another one I'd like people to maybe have a think about, because I can't think of many free transfers. And you can't have swaps. Swaps don't count as free transfers. Salah is the king of Egypt. Kenny is king. Perfectly put, Squisms. Very well done, sir. Salah is the king of Egypt, but Kenny is just king. Perfect. Couldn't have said it any better, mate. Well in. Yeah, a lot of people thought that Andy Robertson was shit for 8 million and Coutinho for 8.5. Look at them now. Another excellent point, Cobra. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to always spend ridiculous money to get quality, but sometimes you do, of course. Stephen said, Craig, when you wear that shirt, we'll have to call you Craig Klopp. I just love Germany shirts, mate. I mean, when I seen this one come out and I had kind of, you know, a rehash of this whole like wiggly thing from the 1990 shirt, which I loved, I was always gonna buy it, but I was a bit clever. Well, I say clever, maybe I was just fucking cheap. I waited till Germany went out of the World Cup because I knew it would go on sale on Sports Direct. So as soon as Germany went out of the World Cup, I kept watching Sports Direct, and then it went on sale, and I got it from, like, instead of being like €70, I got it for like 34 or something like that. And it feels much nicer wearing it when it was only 34. Do you think we'll sign FEKIR a bit like we signed Virgil last season, right at the start of the January window, says Harry? Part of me does, Harry, and then part of me kind of questions myself and makes me think that maybe we're going to go and get Christian Pulisic next summer, and maybe that could be what caused us to step back once the issues of his knee were brought to the fore. It's tough to say. It could be either one. We could get him in January and we could all be sitting here thinking brilliant, well in, or we could go to next summer and then possibly get Christian Pulisic. And I've got to be honest, either of those makes me very happy. I meant to put in the most assists in the Premier League, not the same thing twice. Da 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 da. Genie one Eldum. Da 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 da. Genie one Eldum. I'm just copying what Jay's saying, by the way, guys. I'm not just singing for the sake of it. It's part of a comment, and if it's written, I try to read it out. I think we've moved on from FEKIR, said Cobra. But Cobra said they've got one very unhappy player on their hands now, which is unfortunate, to be fair. It is, because if nothing else, I keep going back to the human side of this. The dude thought he was going to Liverpool, and not like a normal transfer where he thought it was happening and the clubs pulled out. He fucking really thought it was happening. Like, he sat there in the Liverpool kit doing an interview for the channel. Like, that's how much he thought he was a Liverpool player. Craig, do you have a full-time job, or is this your job? You're doing a great job, my friend. Well, this definitely isn't my job, because you don't make any money from this, mate. So no, this definitely isn't my job. With regards to the full-time job thing, answered this a couple more times, a couple of times before. Excuse me, a couple more times. My mind was wandering. No, I can't work a 9 to 5 because of the way I am built, the person that I am, my Asperger's and stuff, my anxiety and stuff. It wouldn't allow me to work a normal 9 to 5. So I've got my fingers in a few pies. I've got interest in a tattoo business. I've got interest in cars. I used to own and rent taxis. I've bought and sold a few businesses over the years as well. So I'm one of them weird ass people that jumps from different thing to different thing and just always seems to just find my way through life, without ever making any substantial amounts of millions, but just get enough to tick along, buddy, and I'm happy. That's the main thing. I did want to raise money for the Stroke Association by streaming games, but never knew what to play or how to set it up. When you say streaming games, games, sorry, I thought you meant football games. Do you mean games, or do you mean football games, or like Pro Evo type games? Because if it's football games, then I'd say be very careful for content reasons, obviously. But if it's computer games, then I'm definitely not your man, because I'm not a gamer at all. Been busy for the last half hour or so, so missed the chat. Who's Daz? Daz is the gentleman that runs On The Bench LFC, Jace, another YouTube channel. He's also one of our podcast contributors that does the Cop Council pod with us every Sunday, and somebody who we'll be working a lot more closely with in the future on here on YouTube. 82 likes, said Peter. So what are we? 18 to go, guys. We've got 40 minutes on the stream, 18 likes to go. You guys know what to do. Joseph said he's like Craig, Jason. He's got an LFC chat show. Exactly. I wonder if Dortmund are negotiating the Origi fee will have any bearing on Pulisic's price next season. At least they're talking, maybe not related as the two separate deals, but good communication helps. Isn't the deal for Origi another kind of loan with an agreement to buy next year? Or have I got that one completely wrong as well? Somebody told me that was the case with that one anyway, which you never know, may lead into something next year. Might be just knocked off any fee we pay for Pulisic, but I don't know. Again, football finance is really complicated. Daz is cool, says Peter. He is. Daz is shit cool, and a lovely guy as well. Sol Campbell on a free transfer to Arsenal from Spurs will take some beating. To be fair, yeah, Sol Campbell is an amazing footballer. That's a good show. Oh, who are you talking about? Hassan, is it? That was timed down. Oh, did Hassan mention the Sun? Was it? Oh, we'll fuck him out straight away. There's not even any room for negotiating on there. Yeah, that's just, just no. If he comes back in, just boot him out straight away, because we're not having anybody come in here and talk about that fucking rag. And as somebody pointed out, if he's just trying to be provocative, then it's the wrong way to go about it, and unacceptable. People know that just doesn't go hand in hand with Liverpool whatsoever, or Liverpool fans. Craig, we've 3 British players in our back line who cost 12 million. It goes to show that you don't have to spend shitloads of money on British players unless you're Manchester City. Another excellent point. And I'm not when I mean that, I'm not having to go at Manchester City. I'm talking about the fact that we have some really good bargains in our team. And you're right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes you just have to be clever. Sometimes you have to be lucky. But sometimes you just have to have the right man in charge. There was an old tweet by a Man United fan doing the round today, laughing at us because we signed Milner on a free, whilst United were signing Memphis Depay for 25 million. I seen that demo. I seen that earlier on. Somebody retweeted it, and I did chuckle when I was reading it. By mentioning that rag, he'll become a spanner, just not a blue spanner. He'll become irrelevant and gone, is what he'll become. He's like Del Boy, Craig. Yeah, like a poor man's Del Boy. That's probably a good way of explaining it. Like a B-Tech Del Boy. David said, Craig, I need your opinion. If a tattoo artist says they can freehand something onto me with just seeing a picture, are they really good, or should I stay clear of that? It depends on their work. A lot of my stuff has been free-handed. Actually, I'd say the gent that does mine, I'd say at least 70% of the stuff he's done on me has been free-handed. But I have a working relationship with that dude for a long time. But a lot of tattoo artists can certainly freehand from looking at a picture, but I'd look at his previous work. And I'd look really closely at his previous work, and it depends on what you're getting done. Yeah, it does depend on what you're getting done. Sometimes it's just as well to have an outline, but if it's a portrait or something like that, then freehand sometimes is just easier for them to do. But it depends on the tattoo artist. But I'd base any judgment off their previous work, so I'd look, or I'd ask for other portraits that they've done, and often when a tattoo artist has a portrait, they will have a picture and then the tattoo beside it, so I'd look through some of those before making a decision. And don't be afraid to say no. It's your body at the end of the day. It's going to be your skin for the rest of your life. If you're not happy or you have any doubts, you're in charge, David. That's all I'd say. I'm kind of blessed, by the way, with my guy. I just sit down and just let him work away, because he knows what I like at this point, and I've never gone, no, I don't like that. So I'm really lucky with the guy I use. Didn't I see Connor pop in here somewhere? Where's Connor? I'm sure I've seen Connor. There he is. Smash the fucking like, lads. There, I knew he was here somewhere. Yeah, do guys, hit that like button, don't forget. And more importantly, if you're watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We have got 2,000 subscribers up in the past 30 days because of you amazing people. That's something I never thought I'd be on here saying. It took us, Jesus, to get them first 1,500 subscribers, it took us a shit long time. So we are growing really quickly, and it's because of you amazing people spreading the word, letting people know that the channel's here, and because you guys coming on every night and being superstars, just rocking the house here every night, coming in, giving us your thoughts and sharing your Liverpool feelings and Liverpool hopes, dreams and aspirations with us. So if you are watching, guys, please do hit that subscribe button. We are growing really quickly, and we want more and more Reds to come join us, because this is a community channel. We're not here to make money. This isn't a business. We're just here to get more Reds involved, to grow this project, and to become a safe haven for Liverpool fans to come and talk openly and express themselves about the club that we all love. And occasionally to kick fuck out of a troll when he pops in as well. I'm not going to lie, I've got to put my hands up. We do that from time to time. Verbally, of course, but that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun of them coming in. What else? Hi Conor, says Vinny. Oh, he's gone balls out now. Vinny's taking the piss. He's winding you up, Conor. And I'm going to keep calling you Conor now. Read that one. Squisms needs to have a brown chicken and diet chav dinner for charity. There you go. Brown chicken. Fucking brown chicken. Oh, would you like white meat, sir? It's fucking chicken. Sorry if that may have just seemed like just strange to people, but I think most people in the chat know what that was about. Would you take Paul Gascoigne over Stevie G? I think I would. No, of course not. No, just no. Gazza was quality, but Stevie is Stevie. Connor said, how's everybody doing tonight? He's just pretending to give a fuck. He doesn't care. What's the deuce? I like that phrase. Sound as the Dalai Lama is just awesome, said Thomas. Well, like, interesting answer. Do you have any Liverpool tattoos? I do, Nick. I think I've explained it before. I'll show a picture because I'm not pulling my leg up because nobody wants to see my leg up on the counter, so I'll grab a picture. I do have a picture of my Liverpool tattoo, but there's a story behind it. It's not just a picture, so it's easier for me to show than just talk about it. So please bear with me one sec while I find the image. Okay, there's one of them. Okay, so I'll talk through. I'm sure everybody knows who the Owen McVeigh Foundation are, or any Liverpool fan will. So that's my Liverpool tattoo. It's my take on the Owen McVeigh Foundation. So I'll hold it up there for another couple of seconds. Sorry, the screen's gone orange. It's the lighting of my phone going up against it. Right, so I'll describe that tattoo. So obviously it's a take on the Owen McVeigh Foundation, and walk into the game, or after the game we go. Now, I didn't just get that tattoo willy-nilly. I contacted them to make sure they'd be okay with me doing it before I got it, and I got, they thought it was a lovely idea. So the thought behind the tattoo is that it's myself and my son being the little gingerbread man because he's got red hair, and the road underneath us, I'll hold it up again so you can see, just in case you can't figure that one out. That road is made out of the little autism jigsaw pieces. So it's myself and my son walking the road of autism together, and Liverpool is at the end of it with You'll Never Walk Alone underneath it. So yeah, it's a personal tattoo. It's a little bit different, but that's my Liverpool tattoo anyway. And apologies the screen going orange there. It was just because I was holding my phone up against it. It's hard to get subscribers, but you're doing well by the looks of things, said Nick. Thank you, Nick. We're blessed that we've got such great subscribers that really help us out. Lads, can you see my comments? I certainly can, Joseph. Cobra said, sorry guys, I'm out. Absolutely cream cracker. Take it easy and up the motherfucking bandwagon, horn facing Reds. I tried my best, but I missed a little bit of that, Cobra, mate. But have a good one, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. That tattoo was absolutely beautiful, Craig. Fair play, mate. Thank you, Jace. That means a lot. And I did, before I got it, I did contact the Owen McVeigh Foundation because I didn't want to, destroy their image without pitching it to them, because I know how much that must mean to the family. So yeah, I did mention it to them, and they said they thought it was a good idea. So when I heard that, I was over the moon. But yeah, it means a lot to me, and it's my only Liverpool tattoo actually. Craig, what's your thoughts about the recent news? I wasn't in the chat when you were talking about it. Which news, Louis? Please let me know which news that is, mate. Because there's so many things have gone on in tonight's chat, mate. So just let me know what exactly it was. Skipper Dog is in the building. Skipper Dog, sir, how the hell are you, mate? I can't believe we're only 2 days away from seeing the Reds again. It's a beautiful thing, especially after how long we had to wait in between the last games. Like, that 8 days felt like a fucking eternity. Do you miss Rafa? I wouldn't say I miss him because I love the gaffer that we have, but I love Rafa Benitez. I mean, really love him. I have a couple of his books. Think really highly of him as a human being. As a Liverpool manager, of course, he gave me probably the best night of my life as a Liverpool fan that I've had, because okay, Liverpool did win the league, but I was 8 years of age, so I don't really have many memories of it. So Istanbul, being there, was one of the best experiences I've ever had. So yes, I miss Rafa to an extent, but I've got Klopp on, so I love Klopp. Did anyone see the boys playing head tennis and training today? It was my idea. Yeah, I did see it, Jurgs. Trentside won, which of course I was expecting. This moment in history, alarms go off. Craig misses laughs. Yeah, thank God those days are gone. The days of the fucking alarm clock. I don't miss them, I'm not going to lie, Squisms. I don't miss having to listen to that alarm clock go off at the same time every night. It's a much more serene place now in my head since there's no alarm. And for those of you who aren't regulars or who don't know what that was about, when we first started the stream, my missus used to have an alarm, a watch with an alarm on it that was hidden somewhere in the bedroom, and it used to go off at just after midnight on every stream. And she knew it annoyed me, but she wouldn't tell me where it was in the room. And I searched and searched and fucking searched for that thing, and she just wouldn't tell me where it was. And then one day she took it away, and I haven't had to listen to it since. And it's been brilliant. The failed bid from the guy who's related to the Manchester City owner. I've heard about it, the £2 billion quid offer, but I have to look into it, Louis, because I've only heard about it since being on here, and it was in the Daily Mail as well. So I don't know how true it is. So it's probably something for tomorrow night's stream, Louis, if I'm being honest, because I need to research it before I feel like I can talk about it. But from what other people have said, and what Jay said earlier on in the chat, it would be a massive shock if they ever look to sell. Well, not ever. If they look to sell the entire club now, they've always been open to a minimum investment or bringing on a silent partner. So that would make more sense than them ever just selling up. Well, not ever, but now, because it doesn't seem like the right time for them. Jay said, I respect you being open about your autistic son. I feel so grateful that we've people like you. I had an autistic stepbrother and I know what it's like. Respect to you and your son. It's no problem. As I said before, I've Asperger's, so I'm on the autism spectrum myself, so I've no problem talking about it. I only found out at Asperger's at 34, mate, so I'm a book, mate. I'm open. I'll talk about anything. Mental health, autism, anything at all. There's no point in keeping that on the wraps. Talking about it makes people aware of things, which makes it a little bit easier for everybody. That's the way I look at it anyway. Skipper Dog says, sorry, drunk. Don't apologise, mate. You enjoy your drinky poo. I love it when we got Torres, Rafa. I mean, that was one hell of a signing. Do you remember him skinning the Chelsea defence in that first game and just pinging one into the net? That was a welcome to the club, that was. The only problem with the late kick-off is the PMT pre-match tension is so prolonged, said Stephen Richards. I'm not going to lie, Stephen, it suits me perfectly because I keep weird hours, so it's not that long for me to wait for that game, for the 5:30 kick-off, because I only get up at like 1, if I'm being honest, because I only got to sleep at about 6 or 7. Craig, imagine if your Champions League song was the alarm clock sound and the sponsorship was Diet Chav. I'd be happy, because if it was sponsored by Diet Chav, I'd clearly be doing something right, so that would make me happy. I loved the alarm. Maybe she'll put it back for your birthday. Don't fucking tempt her. My birthday's only... When is my birthday? 2 weeks away, so don't tempt her. Don't ever say that to her, because she will do that just to annoy me on my birthday. I don't actually have to even keep my voice down reading these out in case the bitch is listening and she plants that alarm clock back in here, because do you remember the night I was on here bragging that there was no more alarm clock, and she snuck to the door of the room there and just held it up to the door so I'd hear it, and she'd get to see my reaction on the stream. Did you rate Steve Harkness? Honestly, very limited memories, mate. Very limited memories. 90 likes, 91 likes. We're only 9 away, guys. 23 minutes to go before we finish up. Anyone got any topics for tonight's last 15 minutes? Because I mean, last night's one was a belter, and that's going to be tough to beat. That only Phils and Horses chat to finish up last night was the most fun last 15 minutes I've had on a stream. Yeah, it was brilliant. So yeah, let me know. We've got 8 minutes to go before we go into the last 15. Let me know if there's any topics you want to finish up with tonight, or any fun things that you have planned or you want to have a chat about. 8th of October is my birthday. I'm 46, said Peter. I have I have a bit of a fucked up birthday actually. September the 11th is my birthday, which is it's great because it's easy for people to remember now, but for absolutely all the wrong reasons. Craig, are you aware that Gary Newman has your condition? No, I'm not, to be fair. I don't really look into things like that, but no, it is interesting now that I do know, mate, so thank you. Zach said, hi Agenda, nice to be back with the best fans in the world. Hello Zach, mate, great to have you with us. Thank you for joining. Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're watching and you haven't yet done so, and of course, to you legends that are already in here, we're at 91 likes now. We're only 8 or 9, 10 maybe away from getting over that 100 target, so please do hit that like button. League Cup third round draw next week. Who would you like? Maybe a League 2 club? Who would I like? It's a good question. Tranmere. Are they still in it? Did they make it through? I don't know. If they did, Tranmere. Although I'd say Tranmere probably gone out already, are they, to be fair? But I would like Tranmere. Tranmere or Accrington Stanley, either of those two would be rather nice. Gaffer, take it easy, Gaffer. I'll talk to you soon. Make sure the lads are good to go on Saturday as well. My birthday is on Halloween. I love it, says Jay. That's actually the day I start going out with my missus, so Halloween has a meaning for me. She counts our wedding anniversary as our anniversary. I don't. I count the time we start going out with each other, which was Halloween night. What was the news with FEKIR? There wasn't any, Andre. It was just a question because it's after coming out today in French media via Lyon's manager that Nabil Fekir has struggled going back to Lyon with the fact that the deal to Liverpool didn't happen, and he's struggling to get back to what would you say? I won't say full fitness because that's not the right word, but he hasn't been the same since he's come back. He's very, very disappointed that the deal to Liverpool didn't happen, and some people are suggesting that perhaps there may be a deal to be done there in January. So it was more a question or a conversation starter or a topic for discussion. What about the match of the day watch along? Is that something you're doing? Again, still something we're thinking about and working on, Anthony. We want to make sure we can get the tech right to do that properly. And of course with Liverpool playing as well and other streams, we're just trying to get the timing sorted out. But the alternative match of the day is definitely something we're thinking about. Just have to make sure we can do it properly. Yeah, I just have to think through the show if I'm honest, Anthony, because I'd have to think through what direction we could go with it. I'd love to get Forest rip into my bro, said Joseph. Well, my missus is a Forest fan, so I wouldn't mind us playing Forest either. I'd get to take the piss out of her. If England wore Adidas, you'd wear that shirt. Probably the one place I'd draw the line. If I'm being well, no, not just England, any of the home nations, I'd find it a bit too close to home. So no England, no Northern Ireland, no Wales, no Scotland, just a little bit too close to home. And obviously no France because they're handball cheating bastards that cost us a place at the major tournament. So them and Thierry Henry can go fuck themselves. Jurgen Klopp is really great with the fans, said Peter. He absolutely is. He's just brilliant. Full stop. We could just say Jurgen Klopp is really great. Full stop. And we'd all be right because that's spot on. 95 likes, said Jay. 5 to go. There you go. Come on guys, we can do this. 5 to go. 19 minutes. Tranmere are out. Walsall beat them 3-1. Well then there you go. That's my plans. Fuck Nick. Oh, but Accrington, are they still in it? Can we still have Accrington Stanley? What do you think of Alan Shearer's punditry? Shite in one word. Danny Murphy's punditry is shite. Who's the other little twat that used to play for Spurs? Jermaine Genius's punditry is shite. Alan Hansen's punditry is shite. Michael Owen's punditry is shite. Rio Ferdinand's not bad, to be fair. There's very few decent ones. Carragher and Neville are brilliant, hands down, just brilliant. I thought Lampard was okay when he did it for a while on BT before he went off. I thought Gerrard was decent at it. But yeah, most of them I don't like. Most of the ex-players I just don't like on there. Even Roy Keane, you know, he's too much at times as well. Northampton, we owe them. They knocked us out 3 years ago. How much for a new alarm, says Rod. Oh, there's no money, Rod. There's no sponsorship. There's no money. There's no amount of diet chav. Nothing. If an alarm company said, you know what, we want to sponsor the show, Craig, at midnight every night you play our alarm, talk about our watch for 2 minutes, and here's $5,000, I would say, I'm going to take your watch, I'm going to get a hammer, and on the very first show I'm going to smash fuck out of your watch and end that deal very quickly. So definitely no more alarm, please, Rod. LFC Dalek, mate, I will talk to you soon, and I will be back in touch shortly over the other thing. Apologies it's taken so long, but you know, lots and lots of stuff on the horizon, my friend. Did you hear we have the first trans ref in the Premier League? I did not hear that, no. brilliant. Absolutely quality. Hopefully the referee is better than the shite that's already in the Premier League, because some of those referees are fucking awful. All we need is FEKIR in our midfield is complete and deadly, said Jack. I wouldn't mind a bit of Christian Pulisic in there as well, if I'm being honest. Jay said, Souness is a great pundit. Lampard and Gerrard were both good. Keane is a pantomime villain. Merson getting paid to talk about football makes me want to punch myself in the face. Add into that, Jace, the fact that they have the cheek to call the prick the fucking magic man all the time on Sky. That was it. That's too much for any of us to accept. Yeah, I can't be dealing with him either. But what I will say is, we're kind of lucky in Ireland here, Jace, particularly around international football, because the pundits that we have on RTE over here, our national broadcaster, usually you get like sometimes you get Graham Souness, you get Didi Hamann, you used to get John Giles, you've got Eamon Dunphy, you've got Richie Sadler, and they're people who speak their fucking mind and they say exactly what they think, and they don't have to toe any line or be careful about what they say. So it's much more refreshing to watch it over here. But you're right, I do like Souness as well. He doesn't hold back. How is it about Souness? No matter how old he gets, he still looks like he kicked fuck out of you as well. Like, even though he's in his, he's 60 or something now, he still looks like he kicked the shit out of you. Gary Lineker cannot write us off this year in the Champions League. Yeah, he did say last year that we would perform the worst of all the English clubs in the Champions League, and you nailed that one, Gary. Well done. Anything crazy happened overnight? A couple of rumours that somebody offered $2 billion for the club, Rod, and I'm not taking the piss. Somebody said it was a cousin of Sheikh Mansour's or something. I think it's in the English Daily Mail, or the Daily Fail, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it the Daily Fail. Have a look. That's a story that's going around. But from what Dominic Maddock said, is it Dominic Maddock? David Maddock, excuse me, seems to think that Liverpool are looking for minority investment. So looking for some investment, but not looking to sell the club. Speaking of the League Cup, do you remember Chesterfield scoring 4 at Anfield in a 4-4 draw in the early 90s? I don't. If I'm being honest, I don't. I don't remember that one, thankfully. Soccer Saturday is shit, great TV. Or is the shit, excuse me. Soccer Saturday is the shit, great TV. Except Paul Merson. I cannot be doing with Paul Merson because he just talks absolute shite. I'll tell you what I do like though. I do like the BT European shows when they're doing the Champions League, when they show the goals immediately. I do like that show. I think that's an excellent TV show. Yeah, I really like that one when the Champions League games are on and they go to the ground for the goals immediately and get reactions. I like them shows. 101 likes, we did it. 103, there you go. I knew we'd get there. Well in. A Sheikh, is he wearing red? Not yet, but we'll wait and see, Rod. We'll wait and see what happens. Right, guys, we're into the last 15 minutes. So what is tonight's fun topic going to be to end the stream? What fun conversation starting point are we going to have? Or what are we going to take the piss out of? Because that's what we do for the last 15 minutes on here. And this is your show. So I'm waiting for you guys to tell me what you want to chat about. Last 15 minutes, we always do it a little bit different. We move away from football and we have a chat about fun things. Last night it was Only Fools and Horses, which was some of the best talk I've had on here in ages. I loved it. It was so much fun. Jay said best pundits: Tomo, Stevie G, Gary Neville, Graham Souness, Jamie Carragher, and Redknapp. I'm not a fan of Redknapp personally. He's great on A League of Their Own, but as a pundit, I'm not a massive fan of him. Food, said Peter. It could go either way. It could go either way with food, man. You could just get me going on a rant about shrinkflation, and if I start that, we could be here a while. Let's take the piss out of Brexit, said Jay. Well, we can just sum that up in one sentence. Like, Brexit means Brexit. It's simples. I met Paul Merson outside the casino a few years back. I sparked up and he was just there and said, "Alright, Paul," and I went, "Alright, mate." Short and sweet. That's a beautiful story. Jay, thanks for sharing, mate. I don't know, I just imagine him being a smug prick. I just don't like the look of him at all. Apparently Real Madrid want Iago Aspas. I wouldn't, Real. I just wouldn't. Don't put him on corners anyway, if you do go after him. Rod said, I got a fun topic. What band was the Raptor in, and did he sleep with Debbie Harry? I do know the name of his band because he sent me a few clips to the band he was in, rocking some pretty big stage, if I'm being honest. So the Raptor has some background and some pedigree. But I definitely wouldn't rule out him nailing Debbie Harry. I mean, you could be onto something there, Rod. Okay, here we go. Here's the topic then. Going along with what Rod suggested, so let's make a 5-piece LFC band. So we need a lead singer, a bass guitarist, a lead guitarist, a drummer and a backup singer. So let's put a 5-piece together of Liverpool Football Club. Present, we'll go with present, not past. So we need a lead singer, we need a bass guitarist, we need a lead guitarist. I could be naming band positions here completely wrong. We need a drummer and a backup singer. So I'll let you guys work away on that one, and I'll read through some comments while we get some suggestions, and even a name, a band name as well wouldn't go astray. Do you like Phoenix Nights with Peter Kay, Craig? I don't, Paul. No, I love Peter Kay. I love all the stand-up. I'm just not into Phoenix Nights. And I also like the what was the car one he did with the one where he was just driving to work, the supermarket. I can't think of the name of it, but that was really good. I just didn't get into Phoenix Nights, and I don't know why, because I like almost every other thing Peter Kay's ever done. What food do you eat before a match? I eat KFC. Usually I go to this shitty little chipper across the road from Anfield that sells chicken nuggets, chips and curry sauce that are almost half freezing, half molten lava, and I never enjoy it, but I always do the same thing every single game, every time I'm over there. Andy Gray said on beIN Sport that he hopes and thinks Liverpool will never win the league again. Andy Gray's a fucking prick. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Andy Gray's a prick. And that other little fucking weasel that he has on the show with him, he's a prick as well. He should concentrate less on sleeping with his daughter's friends. I'm not Andy Gray there. I'm talking about the other little piece of vermin. Peter Kay is the man. He's fucking brilliant. I love Peter Kay. Love him. He's one of the funniest dudes ever. I love him. Absolutely love Peter Kay. Alison on guitar, said Jay. I can see that. I can definitely see that happening. Getting my new Liverpool top tomorrow. Can't wait to wear it, said Jack. Well in, Zach. Nice one. Hope you enjoy it. I hope it fits as well. I can produce the beat, says Jay Kismet. There you go. Lead guitar, Alison. Stinger, Sturridge. Wait for the rest. Car share, that's the one, mate. That's the one. Sturridge and Naby dancing just for bands. Little triangle in the hand and all. Full on Bez from the Happy Mondays. Jay said, controversially, I think Aspas would have been a success had Klopp been the manager. Despite Stevie saying Aspas has the physique of a child, I reckon Klopp would have gotten a tune out of him. He's done well since he's went back to Celta Vigo anyway, we can't deny that. Ramos is not coming to the gig. Damn right he's not. We'll put him on the VIP list, but when he shows up we'll just take him around back and kick fuck out of him, Ross. That sounds like a plan. No, sorry Mr. Ramos, I don't see you on the list. You should check around the back, just down that dark lane there. There's another entrance, mate. You should check down there. Queue, us waiting there, cans of Diet Chow, full up of course to kick fuck out of him before here. No, sorry mate, you're not on the list, you're not getting in. Adios dickhead. Car share, what a program. It takes quality comedians to pull that off, Jace, doesn't it? Just two people in a car. The radio station has a massive part to play in that as well, but it's brilliant. Jimmy Milner on drums from Jay, I'm having that one, nice one. Kloppo on drums from Rod. You've been raised, Jay. You've been raised. You've given us a Milner and you've been raised a Klopp. Shaqiri would be security. I defo see him, little bomber jacket on. You're spot on there. Defo see him, little clipboard in his hand, little bomber jacket with the collar up. Klopp on what did Jay say? Klopp on instrumental. Is that Jay? No, sorry, it was Rod to say Klopp on instrumentals actually. Or all instruments, sorry, all instruments. Jesus, Milner on the triangle. Ding 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 ding. was away. What did I miss? Said Thomas. We're putting together a band, mate. We're putting together a Liverpool FC band. We need a lead singer, a lead guitarist, a backup guitarist. What else did we say? A backup singer and a drummer. So, and a name, if anyone has a name as well. Gomez is a good singer, says Jay. I suppose it should probably depend on what type of band we're sticking together here. If we're sticking a rock band together, or are we going a bit funky, or are we, are we doing hip hop, laying down hip hop tracks? I suppose it does depend, really, doesn't it? Carrier says bouncer. He's gonna have a hard job doing that, to be fair, from Besiktas, Rod. You have to wait for the European tour before you can work back with Liverpool, I think. I think it was when Joe Strummer was with the Pogues rather than when he was with the Clash. Either way, Joe Strummer. Convinced Liverpool to come to South Africa, said Sandy. Yeah, it's a good show. It's one place they probably do need to visit, actually. They do Australia, they do America. Yeah, I can understand why you'd be calling for that, Sandy. Is that Sandy or Sandile? Excuse me, Sandile. Excuse me if I got your name incorrect. Paul said, hello guys, been so busy I'm late on. Our Man City internationals all being given a hall pass and exempt from the international break. Something fishy's going on there, Paul, let's just say that. Sturridge as a backup singer, if fit. I like the if fit part. Just wheel him on in a wheelchair. If you can't, you can still lash out a tune. I've seen that, Stephen, about the £2 billion bid. I haven't had a chance to read up on it yet, so I'll probably be able to talk about it a little bit more on tomorrow night's stream. Good night, Peter, mate. Thank you for joining the stream, buddy. We'll talk to you very soon. Can we please include Neil Razor Ruddock? He's definitely the tour manager. I mean, if there was ever a tour manager, it's Neil Razor Ruddock. I mean, hands down. Rod, you have more of a background in this, Rod, but Razor Ruddock, he just looks like a tour manager to me, mate. He just, he has stories coming out his ear about previous tours. Should create a rap group and call them YNWA, said Jace. Well in, Jace. Clever stuff, actually. Well in. Alberto Moreno as Animal from the Muppets on drum. Oh god, you people are fucking brilliant. Animal from the Muppets. Definitely. Absolute quality. And the more I'm thinking about this Neil Razor Ruddock part, I definitely think he's a good tour manager. He'd definitely have some stories, wouldn't he? Ox as a singer. Definitely bring Ox on for the ballads as well. Ox would be, if we were going for like a boy band-esque 5-piece, then Ox would probably be in there. Oh yeah, we forgot about the John Barnes rap as well, said Joseph. John Barnes rap would be a good one. Oh, I still can't get past that Alberto Moreno one. Oh god, he's brilliant. Damo, you've cracked me up so many times, mate, on this stream. Are they playing at Anfield? The group? Well, yeah, we have put in planning permission to have music and shows at Anfield. So yeah, why not? Why not open up the first show at Anfield? Be this new group, this new wonder group that's gonna make U2 look like fucking I don't know, a boy band. Ox, Sturridge, Gomez, Klein, and Naby. I'm sensing that you're going for a particular type of group there, Jamie. Ox lead singer must have got tips off Little Mix. Little Mix misses. Good show, Paul, yeah. That is a good show. Know how to tune the auto tuner. Where does Bobby fit in? Interrogation room for Ramos with his shiny teeth. Bobby's the lad that wanders around selling the drugs. Let's be honest. Bobby's the lad that just goes around smiling, just walking around in his little jacket going, you looking for him? No. You looking for him? Like, you alright lads, how you doing? You enjoying the night? Yeah. That's where I see Bobby involved in this. Barnes, Ruddock, Carragher and Redknapp. Can't see Salah in the band somehow. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. He's the songwriter in the background, Rod, isn't he? that is making all the money, but you know, just letting the lads go out and sing the tunes. Mo can be a groupie, said Joseph. The name has got to be Nabby's Cruyff Turn. Well, if he's not in it, it's we can't really call it Nabby. No, because that means if Nabby ever disappears, that the band is dead. We need something more long lasting. Prince Nassim Hamed and the Donuts. Oh God. And Prince Nassim, I love the way he talks about boxing still, like he's just ready to jump back in the ring and throw a shape. Origi on the drums, at least he can't miss them. Never say never, Neil. Never say never. Mo was Cat Stevens, said Mega Donkey. Cat Stevens indeed. Good show. Right guys, we've got a couple of minutes left, but this is too good. There's some gold coming out here. We haven't had many names yet for the band though. So anyone got any names before we finish up? Achterberg, the fifth Beatle. He's fucking Yoko Ono, if ever there was fucking Yoko Ono, Rod. From my limited knowledge of Yoko Ono, that's definitely the job I'm giving to John Achterberg. Milner on the recorder. Nighttime Ribena. Oh yes, Nighttime Ribena is a deadly name for a band. Jay said the host for tonight, Sergio Ramos, and Salah comes flying in with an arm breaker. No, an RKO or something if he's gonna come in. Something WWE formed. Rock bottom or something. The 96 is too cheesy, Roll. Come on, we can do better than that, mate. We want to be up tempo, happy, joyous band here. We don't want to, you know, reflect back to, you know, much sadder times in our history. You guys are hilarious. That they're absolute quality, Zach. The fun I get coming on here talking to these absolute lunatics, it's brilliant. And if you're watching, guys, and you haven't yet subscribed, seen this, not from me, from these fucking lunatics here in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to come and be part of this, then I don't know why you shouldn't be on YouTube, because this is just quality. Absolute legends in the chat. I didn't want to sleep with Yoko, or I don't want to sleep with Yoko, says Rod. Alison on the guitar and Nabby on lead vocals, said Sandile. Top of the Clops. Oh, Top of the Clops. Justice Hunters. The Shanks with Jace. The Istanbulites from Paul. The Coptonites. The Ribenas. The Coptonites. There's some good names in there. The Nighttime Ribena, that was fucking priceless. That was brilliant. The Coptonites. The cheesy, the Darkness. Oh, that would be more my band. If I had a band, Joseph, that would probably be more the name. My fantasy team is A Shot in the Gark. Is the name of my fantasy team, by the way. Guys, you know what? I'm absolutely cream cracker, I have to be honest. The Anfield Agenda, that is the band's name. There you go. Guys, I'm absolutely knackered. I'm going to say goodnight. It's been, what, another 2.5 hour stream. It's flown by. I've had absolutely great time. The Ryby Tribe, I like that one as well. Bobby's Teeth, the Purple Barney Army. Look, I'm going to have to say goodnight, guys. I'm absolutely knackered. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow night with another stream. The night before the Reds take to the field, so I'm looking forward to it. We can really have a look ahead to the Reds game against Brighton on Saturday. Thank you to everybody for joining me. If you're watching, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out anfieldagenda.com, and thank you again to everybody in the chat for giving me an amazing night on here yet again. You're all absolute legends. Up the motherfucking Reds.